Be sure and thumbs up. CJ Blaze, Anthony Electric, hi baby doll, how are you? And Carol Brooks, good to see y'all. Ryan 84's back with me. I'm trying to find who's sending me what where. Okay. Now, Ryan 84 is one of my West Virginia neighbors. He's not too far away. Brandon Ferguson, hi there. How are you? Lisa R. Hall, Barefoot Life. Hey, hey, hey. It's good to see everybody. I don't know how long we have because rumor has it Mar Fugel's going live in a little bit. Hey, Grandy, how are you, honey? Man, I'm always lighting a cigarette, letting it go out. We do have Prescott Caliber Club coming on screen with us. Hey, Bones, Lord Bones, you're modded, ain't you, buddy? I'm telling you, this screen's all black and white. It doesn't show me who the mods are. Don't show me anything. I didn't realize poor old Bones wasn't modded on my other channel. So on anybody that was not on the WVPM News broadcast about, I don't know, an hour ago, you may not know all of everything that we're going to be talking about. TRT2, hi there. Ninja Scout, hi there. And I'm not going to review all those articles like I have in the past. It is all about Virginia and the huge possibility of what's getting ready to go on January 20th, striking off a civil conflict. So if somebody would drop that link for me for WVPM News, you might want to go over there and subscribe because that's where I'm going to give all the news. I'm going to give the sass on this channel, the news on that channel, but we're not going to go over all the articles. So if y'all will be ever so kind to go over there and subscribe so you know what we're talking about, that would be awesome. Anyone in zone 2? I think I'm 3. Where's zone 2? Light Moon. Hi, honey. How are you? Well, thank you, Anthony. I sure appreciate that, honey. I didn't know what that was about. I'm going to go ahead and get Prescott Caliber Club on here. Find his email now. And this will be a real treat because I haven't got to meet him myself. I swear these, hope this is right. I hope this is right. Let me double check. Pretty sure that's it. I've never seen a an email address like that before. Okay. Let's see if that works. I've never seen an email like that. Lisa R. Hall, to speak to you, honey. Rooster Coburn, how are you? Now, Rooster, whose channel did you find me on? I'm trying to find somebody that knows how to get a hold of Jerry. I never thought when he was in my last live. Oh, you're in California. My goodness. 2020 will be very interesting before January is even over. Absolutely. Absolutely. SD Mountain Man, how are you? Do you know how to get a hold of Jerry? I can't remember either. That's okay. I'm just trying to find somebody that knows how to get a hold of Jerry at Jerry's Wood Shop and Outdoors. Drop, how are you? Fringe Files. I wonder if he didn't get his email. I hope my daggone laptop's not dying. I like it's never gone on. Just in time prepping. How are you, honey? Good to see ya. Thanks for dropping by. Yep, that's the right address. Yeah, I got it bigger now. Prescott Caliber Club. If you are watching, I sent you the email. Let me know if you didn't get it. April Osborne. Hi, honey. It is so good to see everybody. But yes, our articles that we went over, what we're going to be discussing, like there he is, are on the WVPM News. Hey there. It is
Hi, how are you?
and I think we're probably going to have backlash because I need to put you on a earphone. I don't know how much charge I
Yeah,
have.
I've got you set up here and here. So I think I'm good.
Yeah. Okay, well, I am. Well, that's not where. I don't remember where this thing. Maybe I got to do it from my phone and turn the volume down. I don't remember now what I did. I think that's the craziest thing. No, this don't go on my phone. It has to go on my laptop. And I know I did it from my laptop before. Here it is. I'm a tech talk. But it's nice to meet you. I've heard so.
I think your headphones are just plugging in. I kind of lost the audio for a second there.
Oh, okay. I need to turn.
There it goes. Yeah. I think you were putting your headphones in and it might have been picking that up.
Oh, okay. Hold on a minute, because this is going to blow my brain out. Now say something.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah,
Can you hear me?
just saying, yeah, I can hear you. I was
Perfect. I can hear you too.
that it is so nice to meet you because I have heard so many things about you through Central Florida Prepper.
Well, it's the same for you.
So,
I've heard a lot, and also through Will Patriot.
Yes, and Will,
Yes.
yeah, love Will. Yes, we love Central Florida Preppers.
Me too.
Fire
Yeah.
starter kits and
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
now
exactly.
for everybody that doesn't know, Ryan is Prescott Caliber Club that is helping Central Florida Preppers sell his fire starter kits.
Correct. Yeah.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, the Prescott Caliber Club is it's a retail store, but I have I'm an 07, 02 SOT. I don't want to say too many naughty words on here, right? Like pew pew words, so I got to be careful. But I I do that kind of stuff, and I also do a whole bunch of preparedness stuff. And I have an online store and a brick and mortar store and a YouTube channel, which I'm doing. Like I'm opening a gun store, you know. So come with me and that kind of thing, which is kind of neat. So we're remodeling the building and doing all those types of things. So,
Cool.
yep.
Hey, Terry Christ, how are you, darling? I just saw an old tweet from you and answered it today, and I apologize. I don't know a lot about Twitter and was trying to mess around with it today and noticed you sent me a message back in October. So I answered it today. You're good. I'm not real sure, but everything's good. Okay. And Bones says I'm muffled. Hmm. Is anybody else having a hard time hearing me?
You might have been right at the beginning, so if there could be a little lag in that, you know,
Rooster
what
Coburn
you're saying.
don't follow Will anymore. Okay. That's all right. Hey, we all have difference of opinion. We can all go
That
with the
is all right.
line.
That is all
We
right.
love everybody here. And we don't judge anybody. Uh Bones was at where I had turned this down. I can just pull my earphone out a little bit. Does that help at any, Bones? Bones is saying I'm muffled. Am I muffled
Yeah,
on
I don't know.
his?
I'm hearing you okay in my ears, but
See, you can hear sounds slightly muffled. My computer, for some reason, won't pick up my screen anymore. It says there's no signal. I've got this big, heavy duty computer that I love. This laptop has given me nothing but trouble. It's only about a year old. Never
typical,
used it
right?
for anything but to type work notes on. That's all I've ever used it for. Never searched anything on Google, anything. And this is what I started my channel on in June. And it got all messed up, and I had to put my big computer together. And now sometimes people have a hard time hearing me.
Well, one thing I found too is sometimes in these settings you can choose a mic, and sometimes there's an onboard mic and a mic in your headphones that you can choose, and sometimes there's like a manual setting for that. I'm sure if you start clicking now, you'll probably shut down the internet. But
I wonder if this has
now
anything.
you got loud. Yeah,
How is that better?
there. That's good for me. That was a lot louder.
Okay, I just didn't have my mic.
There. Go figure.
Do you know I've never, but my mic on my computer is on my camera. So
Okay,
I have to use this in order to hear you and not
correct.
get
There's
the
like a learning curve to
reverb.
this. I'm dealing with the same thing, and I got a wireless set, so I'm even more like trying to Bluetooth it and everything, and I'm connected to the TV out in the living room and all kinds of crap. And it's like, my God, what
Yeah,
is
so
going on? I
I
just want
didn't
to talk to
realize that I
somebody.
might need my mic for this.
Yeah.
So no, drop. Can you hear me? I think I just didn't have it. I didn't have my mic at my mouth. I didn't realize I needed this mic on my laptop. Well, okay. Let's just jump into this horrible topic here, and you tell me what your thoughts are.
All right. We talking Virginia period? Is that the topic?
Yeah. Anything you can talk about anything you want to. And
All right.
we need to put Prescott Caliber Club's link in the description. We want to see if we can help him grow. He has been a big supporter of a bunch of our affiliate channels for a good while.
Yep.
And we would love to help him grow.
Well, I guess I can just start a little bit. I'll introduce myself a little because there's probably a lot of people who don't know me. But
Yeah.
like I said a little bit earlier, I have a retail store, and I'm a 0702 SOT manufacturer of pews and whatever. And I got into the preparedness stuff on YouTube because I wanted to kind of form a community, you know, of like-minded people, I guess, that we could chat about prepping, and I could promote some ideas, and then at some point we could network and form groups and things like that. And that's kind of was what started it all. And now, I guess as it relates to like activism, stuff like that, I don't shy away from any of this stuff. And when it comes to the Second Amendment, I'm just real staunch. It just is what it is, and that's how I see it. And I don't know, the reason that I'm actually heading to Virginia, I'm going to drive there, is it's not that I necessarily think that I can go there and create this big, huge, wild revolution or anything like that. It's just, it's the same week as SHOT Show, and I'm in an industry, in the firearms industry, and like, this is a huge behind the scenes industry event. And it just did not sit okay with me that I was going to go to this event and not go to Virginia and at least show my face and do something there. I don't know what that is. So then along the way, I started coming up with more ideas of how I wanted to do this, because I always get creative and I've always been that way. I thought, well, maybe I can pick up typical American along the way, you know, and that's a kind of a feat in itself because he's active duty. And so he's going to put in for leave for a couple of days, and I'm hoping to pick him up on the way and then go to Virginia. And I don't know exactly how we're going to handle it or in what capacity we're going to be there, you know, where we're going to be or anything like that. But I thought we could also take the opportunity to make a little video of our trip and kind of create a scenario where we're camping, I don't know, traveling across the barren roads and grid down, or I don't know, something cool, just to have a little fun and document the trip as well. So
now, what state are you in? I forgot. I'm sorry.
Arizona, and it's you wouldn't guess it in my accent because that's from Wisconsin. I was born and raised in Wisconsin.
Oh, okay, gotcha. You're in Arizona.
Yep.
Yes, I remember that now that you say that.
Yep.
Let's see. I'm not sure how you would come, but I would be fairly certain.
It's almost the 40, like all the way from what I've seen looking at maps, which is not too far north of here, all the way to, you know, when you get into Virginia. I haven't looked at that end of it totally to figure out where we're going, because I haven't even really figured out exactly where I'm going.
You're going to take Interstate 40?
From here, yeah.
That's going to take you all the way through North Carolina, and then you're going to have to cut up north on 81.
I don't know. It might be cutting me north before then, too. I don't know. I didn't look that far over. I was just looking from here to Tulsa area, and then that was all kind of on the 40 route, so that worked out for me. But I don't know when I get on your end. I don't know exactly where I'm going yet.
Yeah, we go to Tulsa through Kentucky.
Let me pull it up.
That's Interstate 64.
I mean, it might turn into that. Let me look here.
Been to Tulsa a few times. I like Tulsa.
I've never been there. I don't believe.
Did I speak to you? Hi there.
It's got me 40 through, maybe into Arkansas or something like that. Maybe that's where it splits. Yeah, via I-40 East and I-64 East. And then, yeah, so I-40 to 81 North, 64 East over. So there's a couple different options, but it looks like what you're saying. For me, it's I-40 over to the 64, wherever that hooks up. But I've never been in that part of the country, so I don't know.
When you do, I'm going to give you a call. You're going to have to stop, and I will come meet you guys and say hello.
Absolutely. I was kind of hoping we could stop along the way to a few different places and maybe do a live stream where it's like all three of us on our real screen. That's kind of weird nowadays to see 3 people in the same room.
Right. Oh, that would be awesome. I mean, I would come over on the interstate and meet you guys. There's a couple places to stop, and
definitely.
That would be the bomb.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would. Because actually you'll hit 64 when you get into West Virginia. It's 64-77, and then 64 splits off.
Okay.
And it goes east, and 77 continues south. So, yeah, I'm real close.
If we make it there.
Yeah, if you make it there.
If we make it that far, you never know what could happen, right?
Oh, let me tell you, I was on a Greyhound bus when I went to Tulsa with the Junior Chamber of Commerce. Yeah, they don't want to go to Durham, North Carolina, and then cut up. They need to get on 81 bones. So they'll need to get on 77, 64, split off on 64, and in an hour and a half, they'll pick up 81 and go to Richmond that way. When you're at me, you would be about 5 hours from Richmond.
Okay. Okay.
And it just cuts you straight across. And
cool. Well, that could be maybe possibly a good spot for us.
Other roads aren't good. You want to take interstate. Might be a little longer out of the way, but you can go faster.
Cool. Well, I'm hoping to take I got a big F650 pickup. If you guys check out my channel, there's a few videos of it where you can see it. I haven't done a full review of it yet, but it's huge. It's got a sleeper cab in the back and stuff. So we're camping out and stuff like that is always cool. So I think we're going to try to incorporate all of that into the trip, camping out and hanging out, standing up for what we think is right. Yeah. So anyway, like as far as Virginia goes, though, I just, what's wild about this is that the basic overall jurisdiction of the land ends up falling in the hands of the sheriffs, and the sheriffs are standing there saying, we're not doing this. This is absolutely crossing the line. And then their response was, well, then we'll bring in the military. And to me, and you can like play semantics on what the words were that were used or whatever, but that's what they said and that's what they intended. And that is scary as heck to me. I mean, just absolutely terrifying. So that's why I see Virginia as such a huge issue and not just they're going to ban something, let's go protest it and who cares, and arguing within the community about it. I think it's a real issue. And I think if it pops up anywhere else, and I was texting in your other one about your other live about this, but I feel like places are going to start popping up, and then you started saying, well, there's other stuff going on behind the scenes, and I think it's just lying. They're just waiting, and it's just the right moment. Think about how fast that turned in Virginia. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. I'm not right there, but I can't believe that. That's wild. So to think it can't happen anywhere else.
I'm right here. I'm less than 5 hours from ground zero.
That's crazy.
And let me tell you what, you want to know what a good old West Virginia boy is? Do you know Jerry from Jerry's Wood Shop and Outdoors?
I just bumped into his channel maybe a couple of weeks ago, and I started jumping on some of his live streams and stuff. He's cool guy.
Cool guy. Love Jerry to death. Jerry is a prime example of a real West Virginia man. Do you think Jerry's going to put up with any shit? Pardon my language, y'all.
I don't think so. He said in the other stream the other day, I'm on my way to Virginia.
Yeah, I didn't know that till I saw y'all in chat. And I thought, oh my God, I need to get these guys on screen. Let me tell you what, Jerry's a prime example of that stuff will make its way to my state very, very quickly.
Heck yeah.
And then it's going to spread north and south. North Carolina's not going to put up with it. South Carolina's not going to put up. Well, I don't know, though. I mean, they laid down and took down all of the historical monuments and stuff in South Carolina. So, I'm almost, I don't really know.
I just don't know that anything that I've been told at this point is true. I don't know what to believe or not to believe anymore. And maybe that's a good place to be, maybe actually asking questions and things is a good thing. But I'm just kind of like, lost with I don't know what to even think anymore. I really don't.
I have watched the Virginia Prepper. He has a channel. Yeah. He is not very far from me at all. I'm trying to hook up with him. And what he says being in Virginia is the counties, of course, every state has a militia. I don't know if everybody knows that, but every state has a militia.
Yeah.
They're not just wanting to, in Virginia, depend on their big militia. The counties are developing their own militias to back the sheriff's department.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
What will happen is those people will be deputized to stay out of trouble.
Yes.
Cumberland County said, I'll deputize the whole blasted county. It don't have a record.
Exactly. Yes, that's exactly what he said. It wasn't everybody. It was everybody who could pass the background check. But yeah,
that's right. And Buchanan County will do the same thing. So if those two, and they said, Buchanan County, I watched an interview with him and the sheriff there, and he said that um, all the sheriffs that are in the sanctuary counties feel the same way. This is, and he said he wasn't going to lay down for any of it.
Well, that's good, and that kind of restored some faith for me, honestly, when I was seeing some people stand up, because I don't know, sometimes you're standing out here, you're not on the front lines of anything, and you don't hear. I mean, people aren't talking this way. They're not, getting really putting themselves out there, for this stuff, and you start to question sometimes: is there anybody left who's actually going to stand up? And I don't know. I've seen some stuff that's helped make me be a little less pessimistic. I don't know. I'm pretty pessimistic.
Yeah. West Virginia, and from the middle of Virginia that swoops down under West Virginia, that is nothing but a bunch of gun-toting, hunting, good old boys.
Yeah.
That they've got their great-great-grandpa's guns toting them around to hunt.
Yeah,
You think
I got mine right over there.
Anything? They're not going to give up nothing.
Not. Yeah. I think there's also there's a bit of a disconnect too. I think like guys like Ralph Northam, he's standing there all tough on stage and everything, but I don't think he really understands the resolve of people like that. People like me, people who are going to say, no, come in here, come get them then. If that's what it comes down to, come get them then. I don't ever want to cause a problem with anybody anywhere, and I haven't, and I won't. But you're going to have to come here because I'm not bringing them to you. I'm not giving them to you. So, Noxie. Sorry, my boy came running in here. I was figuring he was going to blast it at some point.
I've got a 3-year-old grandbaby running around in the house. But I thought, listen, I am real and raw here, and I don't edit.
Noxie, come here. You want to go on the internet? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You want to say hi? Here, you got to look right at the screen. Say hi.
Look at you. Hi.
I'm talking to her.
How old are you?
You can't hear her. She's in my ear. Or in your ear.
Oh, he can't hear me.
There, now he can.
Sweetheart, how old are you?
How old are you? 2.5.
2.5? I've got a grandson that's 3.
Ooh.
You are as cute as a button.
Just here, talk.
You want me to put it in my ear?
Yeah.
All right, well, you going to get out of it?
Oh, baby.
You going to go?
Yeah.
No.
I can't let mine around anymore because he wants to fight me playing with the mouse.
This is just a constant battle. And as a 2A person, it's even more like, what are you getting into back there? But usually we have all kinds of toy guns and things like that, rubber band ones and stuff. And so he's always around here, and he's getting into dinosaurs and Jurassic Park. So we'll watch Jurassic Park, and he gets his Nerf guns out, and we go hide behind the couches and all that stuff.
Did you see the Jurassic Park flex track that they had?
No, I didn't.
Here? Well, I don't know where my son found it, probably Walmart, but it's camo flex track, and it's got the little Jeep that they ride through Jurassic Park, and it'll make a big old bridge, and it's got trees, you can sit around with it. He loved that more than anything. He loves dinosaurs. He'll go for his dinosaur pajamas or dinosaur clothes, but he's been that way since he was 2.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs and zebras.
This guy got into golf. And so my family and my dad and stuff, we've all golfed, most of our lives. But he's seen it and watched PGA Tour with my dad. And it was like, go. My wife was just grabbing him.
That's awesome. He's not bothering me.
Oh, no, there's just stuff in here he doesn't necessarily need to be playing with behind me. And it would be a pretty boring thing if you guys were looking at my bald spot the whole time because I was turned around backwards.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. No, he's a doll baby.
Yeah, no, he's a very good kid. Yeah, he's a very good boy. And he does good too. It's a weird thing. A lot of things on my channel, I try to approach parenting and stuff like that as well, which seems kind of odd because of the other stuff that I'm into. But there's some stuff that needs to be talked about there with how do you have children around these types of things. I don't think it's an odd discussion to have. I know nowadays they want you to feel that way, but it shouldn't be that way. So
I was raised with him around. My mom and her 4 brothers were. My dad and his brother was, and my grandkids. There was loaded weapons around my kids, and nobody ever shot and killed anybody. You have to take a
Exactly.
few minutes and be a parent and teach that kid. And people don't want to do that.
Absolutely. No, they don't want to. And there's another thing, like I have this huge pet peeve with you hand like kids a toy firearm and they point it right at your face and boom boom and stuff. I'm like, no, that's not what that's for. Don't do that. Like I don't let him point at the dogs or anything. We set up targets, we set up, stuff like that, and for him to do, and it's like, no, you don't do those things. So there's lessons in all of that that I think a lot
You're
of kids are
starting
missing
gun
out on.
safety now with the toys. That's great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, before it's not a toy, right?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, my dad was a MP in the Army, and he
Cool.
had me forever at the shooting range. So,
Oh, cool. Yeah, I grew up like that too. Just a little kid sitting in the truck and hanging out and around that stuff all the time. That I don't know, it was just not an issue. We
but
knew
let me
not to.
give you a little warning about your son.
Yeah.
3 is far worse than 2.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's escalating that way already.
And that 4 it starts back, and 5 they're people.
Yeah, yeah.
They turn into a person at 5. So
Yeah.
three's the worst, and we just started 3 in September. So
You're just fresh in it.
Yeah, with my grandson. Yeah, my granddaughter, she's going to be 14 New Year's Day. So, but she was she didn't go through those phases. She was just a good little kid. Southern Ohio prepping, how are you? Kids in the bed and you're back. Is that grandkids in the bed still with you? But yeah, I think we're going to really be surprised at the entire nation. I really didn't think that there would be so many people that would want to be involved. Our nation has become so lazy, set back, let somebody else handle it. I mean, I was shocked when I saw you guys just caught the tail end of it in chat. I'm going. I thought, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's really everywhere in my industry. It's people are, but there's also, like I said, the industry SHOT Show event, the big event that there's a lot of people that aren't going, and I get it, but I just wasn't okay going to an industry event and not going to Virginia. So
yeah,
that was what set it off for me.
I talked to my cousin. They own a hunting fishing store, so they sell the same things you sell.
Yeah,
and I don't know if, I mean, my ex-husband's family, they didn't lay down and take anything. So I wouldn't be surprised to find out that they're not going. But, with what I was talking before with, what they have labeled, those of us that are like-minded, and with George getting Annie and her Tifa involved in that mess.
Yeah. That's such a nasty game. That's ugly stuff there.
Well, I talked to Will the other day. He hadn't heard that.
I may have heard
Annie involved in everything, so I wasn't surprised.
Yeah, well, I wasn't either. I just had a video on my channel. But actually, it might be in editing still. I think it's going to have to be marked adult because there was some. I got a little fired up at a couple of points, but it was about that stuff too. It was like, man, these guys they're dangerous for the world, for everything.
Listen, you can be sassy on my channel. Everybody listen. I'll call something a shit show in a heartbeat when I said this, and that's what that bunch is all about. So you don't have to worry about being, little Mr. Polite. We get sassy.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I usually I'm opinionated.
Sunday.
That's funny. I'm opinionated where I'm opinionated, and sometimes I don't know. I have this like odd sense of humor where I was just kind of thinking about earlier tonight, where I everything's kind of funny with an underlying dark, serious, terrible, thing. I don't know. It's just how I've always done it, I guess. A little bit of both sides.
That's okay. Now, how old are you?
36.
36. I'm 59. I'm old. Let me tell you what, if I was younger, I'd be right in the middle of that mess.
Yeah, I feel like I cannot be able body.
If I was younger, I would be right in the middle.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I'm doing. Like here locally, I've been trying to just get somewhat active, and it's not necessarily about supporting any certain thing all the time. It's just about being active in everything. And this has been really like YouTube has really been the place where I've put my voice out there and just said what I thought. And it's kind of a funny place because it's a censored place, but that's also why I've been on YouTube for a year and I'm just starting to see movement in my subscribers and stuff. It's because I didn't get any bumps from YouTube anywhere. You know, I have never really minced my words. I haven't been inappropriate or anything, but I just say what it is and I show what it is I do and who I am and everything. And I guess they don't totally love it.
I was lucky because I was a spin-off channel from a huge channel, and
Cool.
there's a couple of hundred, probably about 100 of us that are really active, and we give each other pushes. And then
Cool.
I found you guys, and you all make sure because we've got 60 in chat. So we want to see how many of those we can send over to Ryan and help him out because he's setting, I think I looked, it was 328.
I was bumped up because I did a Virginia video and it did well. So I actually did pretty well the last couple of days. But yeah, I was stuck honestly at like I think it was like 292 or something like that, and it just sat there for like 4 months. And then the weird thing is like it didn't go up or down ever at any point in time. It just sat there.
You're at 401 right now.
So I hit the 400. That's good. I did like.
Yes.
That's awesome. Thank you guys.
You're welcome. We love to help people grow.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I do a lot of hard work, and I do a lot of different kinds of videos. I have a couple different series. One of them's lapsed right now because I've been really busy with a bunch of stuff, my store opening stuff. But it's featuring different firearms, and it's not necessarily about me, you know, hitting targets 100 yards away or anything. It's just watching firearms function, and they're quick little videos. And then I do a series on everything from preparedness to guns to activism to whatever else, and then I mix a bunch of videos in the middle. So I try to have some fun. I do a bunch of goofy stuff, a bunch of serious
that's
stuff.
Part of that bill. The Virginia governor doesn't want anybody having any type of weapons instruction. It will, if you're
Correct.
caught, it's a felony.
Correct.
Well, if you can't have instruction on safety, I mean, my God.
What? Yeah. Well, the way I read that too was like, if people were kind of saying I was reading it like way wrong. It'll never be applied like that. And of course, that's what it'll never be applied like that, right? But it was like any kind of training that could be considered for use with to protect yourself ever.
Jiu-jitsu. I read
exactly. That's what I thought too.
I couldn't find the article to bring it back up tonight. So unfortunately, if you want to know what those articles are, you'll have to look at any of my Virginia videos on this channel or the other. I think there's 2 or 3 videos that I brought it up. And I read the bill and the interpretation of that bill. And it's anything that could cause any potential harm or danger to another individual, period.
Period. That's like, yeah, I mean, if you're tough enough, that could be you, right? I mean, if anything, that's the way I read it, or at least some way outsider is going to try to spin it that way at some point against somebody for something. Like, it's never going to go in our favor more. It's just always going to go in our less, you know? So,
right. Hey, Mississippi Patriot, welcome. Good to see ya. Hope everybody's subscribed and thumbs up. Enlightened Jess, hi there.
I even have to thumbs up here. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll thumbs up mine.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. Sure.
It's funny. I never do. I never can. I have a couple of times and I had to go back and undo it. I couldn't do it.
Oh, you didn't like what you did?
I did. No, well, yeah, it felt like it wasn't an honest count. I could just add 1 to the total, I guess, of everything.
Oh Lord. You don't cheat when you play cards?
No, I don't. Well, that's why I always lose.
Oh,
It's not
I
fun.
don't cheat in cards either. But by
Yeah.
golly, I give myself a thumbs up. I'm sure
That's
I could give myself a thumbs down.
that's true. That's true.
I didn't know to do that till somebody on a live was looking and reminded everybody to thumbs up. And he said, "Oh, I can thumbs up myself." And I thought, "Well, if they can, I can." So then I
Yeah, I
started doing
suppose. Why not? Why not?
it. Yeah.
I don't know. I had somebody early on tell me that it was related to Instagram though, because I have an Instagram account, and he was like, I was like, well, should I like if I'm sharing these, whatever, should I like it? And he's like, don't like it. That's a douchey move. And I was like, all right, that just always stuck with me. I guess that's probably where it started.
Well, yeah.
I don't
Instagram,
think so. Though. I think I just never thought. I think I
my,
just never thought about it after that.
yeah, I do all my YouTube videos.
Well, I think
But,
I'm gonna start doing it too.
yeah.
It's a good idea. I could use one more. I like my videos.
Yeah, of course. You can always
Yeah,
use one
exactly.
more. I'm glad. There's Jerry. Jerry.
Is he in here?
Yes. Listen, buddy, I have been on a hunt, emailing everybody I know how. You went on the screen and get sassy here with Ryan. We're talking about Virginia. You want on the screen with us, Jerry? Jerry's my brother from another mother. He's only about 40 minutes from me.
Oh, that's cool.
One more thumbs up never hurts. No, it never hurts. Jerry, you went on screen with us. I know you'll get sassy about Virginia. That's Sassy Sunday. I always do Sassy Sunday. I just need your email, buddy.
Yep.
I can't believe after all this time I don't have an email or a phone number for you.
What seemed like nobody did was kind of the consensus, right? It's hard. It was hard getting a hold of him. Maybe that was intentional.
The guy that he has on there, I forget his name now. Somebody's grandkid saw him live and said, "That guy looks like that's Santa Claus." What was that man's name, Jerry? I watched your live, buddy. Lord, he's got his real name.
There's his email. He just put it in the chat.
Yeah, he is. Let's invite somebody. Well, I probably have to change this somehow. I don't know how. Oh, wait a minute. That's not what I want to do. Now it'll make us all even. Okay.
I started using some complicated software to do my lives.
Oh my gosh, do you have OBS?
Yeah, I've got it kind of pretty much figured out. It's like it's so complicated, but once you get it, you have so much control. That's like the payoff and the downfall of it. But
oh my gosh, listen, I started out with OBS and that stuff drives me absolutely crazy. And I said, this is OBS for dummies. I am tired of fooling with it.
That's
not
funny.
with it anymore.
Yeah, it is pretty complicated because you're using like 3 applications to accomplish one thing and feeding one from another. You know, what I kind of like about it is at some point I'm going to be hosting a live stream, probably weekly, with my attorney, and we're going to be doing some stuff where we're bringing on different people. It may be anti-gunners, it may be political, it may be fun stuff, maybe family stuff, but just having all kinds of chats and stuff like that. So we wanted to have the functionality to be able to, you know, put up an intro screen and fade stuff in and out and all of those types of things.
Well, that's awesome. Well, see, I'm dyslexic and I had help getting this oops. What am I doing? Getting my OBS going, but where I'm dyslexic and there would be something different and I needed to learn step by step by step. Nobody has time to fool with that, you know.
Well, I'll tell you what I've spent.
Program. Now, what I have to do for it to be a smooth transition, when I get for whatever reason, I just had a bunch of work done on this computer. When I get my desktop going, I can add my laptop as a screen, and then I can do smooth transitions.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, that's awesome.
But I just, that OBS, I swear, it just made me want to cuss every time.
It's pretty complicated. I get it. There've been a couple of times I'm like at 2 a.m. I'm laying in bed. It's like almost pitch black in the room, just a little bit of light off the screen. And I got a live stream rolling through the internet somewhere. I'm like, oh my God, I wasn't trying to do that. I don't even know what the heck's going on anymore with it.
Oh my God.
I think I got it pretty figured out though. I did my first live stream on my channel a couple weeks ago with EMP Shield. Just 30-minute little thing, and that was kind of my first test one. So that was kind of cool. And it turned out all right.
Andrew?
Yeah,
I saw that.
He was he was in New Zealand or something. So like the connection was just horrific. It was just like he was choppy in and out and stuff like that. But we made it work.
New Zealand. Listen, I want to ask him if he could smell all of the sheep poop. When I was there, I went out and it was the greenest green I'd ever seen in my life. Beautiful country. And stepped out that door. I wanted to go out and walk and feel that grass because I had never, even as beautiful as my state is, I'd never seen grass that green. I wanted to go out and walk in the grass. We have pretty good size land going to Australia. And I opened up that door and stepped outside and I thought, whoa, what in the world is this? And then everybody that got on the flight with us, they smelled just like that. So,
wow.
So I'd like to know. I need to get a hold of him and ask him.
Yeah, you do. That'd be funny. Just get his email address and just send him that question.
Yeah. When you got out of the airport, did you smell the food shit? We've got 64 now. Can you all keep dropping? Ryan's. Look here, boy. We got trouble coming now. Ryan's. Panel. Lord help us. As I live and breathe, my brother Jerry. How are you, baby?
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
Good. How you doing,
Jerry
man?
from Jerry's Woodworking Outdoors. Let me tell you what. You talk spicy. Now, he's spicy. He don't give two shits in a basket to tell you what he thinks. This is Sassy Sunday. All right. I give two shits. Now, do you?
It's hard for me to get on other people's live streams because I cuss so much, and I don't mean to do it, but I do it anyway.
Well, it's Sassy Sunday, and even though it's Sunday, we're going to let you talk the way you talk on your channel. I watch your channel all the time. I mod for you. If I was worried about something you was going to say, I wouldn't have invited you on the screen. Now, everybody else might need to hang on because Jerry is spicier than I am. But listen, my group likes spice.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
I hear, Jerry, you're going to Virginia? For God's sake?
Yeah, I'm going to Virginia on the 20th. Me and I think there's about 15 more of us. We're heading up there to, or over, or wherever Virginia is.
It's up and over.
Up, down, sideways. It's somewhere.
Oh my gosh! From our area, 15.
Huh?
15 from your area is going.
Yeah. From right here in our city.
Oh,
when are you guys heading up? Are you heading up on the 20th, like early in the morning? Are you going up the day before?
On the 20th. We're only like maybe 30 minutes from there.
Okay, cool.
Well, I don't know.
I'm going to link up with you.
You're 30 minutes from Richmond?
Huh?
You're not 30 minutes.
I'm sorry. I was thinking wrong. I was thinking from you.
You're 40 minutes from me, but you're almost 4.5, 5 hours from Richmond.
Yeah. We're heading up in that morning though. Let me lock this door. The wind here is really bad.
Yeah, that's fine. Listen, I get up and go to the kitchen and get a pop and take a potty break, powder my nose. Listen, we're real laid back here. My crowd likes that. We've got enough fancy channels. They just want to feel home and relaxed. And
exactly.
So that's the way I run my channel. And sometimes I just say, I have no topic. We just get on here and gab.
Yeah, just chit chat.
Me and Jerry does a lot of like. He reminds me. That's I found him and I thought, oh my God, there's the man that runs the channel. Like I run mine. No topic, just get on there and just talk and talk and talk. and just greet everybody and talk. So me and Jerry's a lot alike.
That's funny. I was out my job.
I started out a few of my streams, you know, to do one certain thing, and then it never ends up that way. I just get talking.
That's right.
Yeah, you never know exactly where it's going, right?
Yeah, that's right. It never goes where I think it's going.
No, you might as well just stop titling the videos or anything. Just
that's
come
right.
here, come hang out with us.
Yeah,
you know Ryan, don't you, Jerry?
Yeah, the Prescott Club.
Yep, that's me. Yeah, I just bumped into his channel recently, and I was actually out in my workshop one night, and you were live, and it was like there's nothing going on, nobody was on, and it was his channel, and I was doing some work, and I just flipped it on, and we're kind of doing the same thing, goofing off in our workshop at midnight or whatever it was.
I've been down here just about all day trying to finish up all these knives that I've got cut out, and
nice.
It's just not working out. The all this heavy wind. Is the wind bad where you're at, WV?
No.
No, it's bad here. It's real bad. It must have knocked out my internet and stuff. The power's went out a few times, and I got to stop what I'm doing. And yeah, but I've tried to go live a few times today. Couldn't do it. I didn't have good enough signal to do it. I was surprised I could get on here.
Really? No. We haven't had any wind at all.
It's
I
really
went
bad
out
here
today.
I had to cut down a couple of trees earlier today just to make sure they didn't fall on my house.
Oh my Lord. I have got to tell you, you impressed me. One thing I've never canned is pinto beans. And the Alaska Prepper canned them. I said, by golly, I got to can me some pinto beans. Then I turned you on yesterday. You're canning pinto beans.
Yeah. Well, I've canned beans before. I just never tried to can them in the oven like that one guy did.
Oh, you did it in the oven, not a pressure canner?
I did one time, but two of the jars busted, and it made a huge mess.
Oh, Lord.
I had one hell of a mess in that oven. My wife was so mad at me. She and still, you know, I clean and clean and clean, and still, whenever you turn that thing on, it still stinks. It smells bad. It smells like a lot of eggs or something. It's really bad.
Good grief.
But
I want to do that in the pressure canner.
Yeah, well, I do too. I wanted to try it inside the oven like he was talking about. He's from Alaska, Northwest something channel. I forget what his channel name is, but he was showing how to do it in the oven. And I guess that's what he has to do up there where they don't have electricity. But
you can pressure can on a fire if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you know what you're doing.
I can barely do it on the stove. But I like pressure canning. They're a pretty good bit. You know, the whole prepping situation.
Yeah.
I consider myself a bushcrafter, prepper, survivalist, outdoor drunk. I don't matter. I'm a little bit everything.
A little bit everything. That's good.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades. That's it.
Jack of all trades, master of none. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's a good thing to be. And I actually was talking to Jerry. I think that's where we got chatting the very first time I saw you was about canning because I had never canned, and I'm about to start doing some freeze drying. But we had a little bit of a light chat there about that. I've never done any canning, but
you got to can. Got to can. There's nothing better than canned meat.
Yeah,
Last thing I canned was deer meat. If
you go back in one of my videos somewhere in all that jumbled mess, I tried 10-year-old canned deer meat, and it was still good.
That's crazy. That's something.
That is something.
Yeah, that is something else.
I expected to open that jar and it would be stinking and just horrible, but it was just as good as the day I canned it.
That's crazy. That's wild.
I saw a guy go to a sale and buy 25-year-old canned jars, and the only thing that was not any good that had been hold pressure canned was any of the acidic foods. There was apples and some tomatoes and tomato juice, and none of that was any good. But everything. And it had been pressure canned by great grandma 25 years before he bought it.
Yeah. But back whenever I was a little kid, I'd go into the root cellar or something where my great grandma and my grandparents would keep their canned goods, and the meat that they would can, it was kind of scary looking at that. After watching those horror movies and then seeing all those old body parts and stuff in the jars, and then walking up in there as a little kid, not knowing how good it tastes and how good it actually is. That's pretty scary.
Yeah.
I'm texting my son. He's watching my live. He didn't know anything about the rally.
Oh, yeah. On the 20th at the Capitol.
20th at the Capitol in Richmond, Virginia. Because they're, honey, if you're still watching, Mommy, Virginia's going to be the first state. They're trying to take everybody's guns, and the governor's threatened to turn off power and telephone and everything else to get people to turn their guns in on their own. And he has asked for more money for his correctional system to put resistant gun owners in jail. This is taking place on the 20th when their legislature convenes. And I haven't told you about it because you told me you didn't want me to tell you about those things.
But that fool, that black-faced fool,
man.
Yeah, all over he did blackface.
Yeah. He's threatening to call in the UN, but he can't do something like that. He don't have the power.
I think the problem lies that I think the reason that we stopped hearing about blackface and abortion stuff with him was because Bloomberg's money got involved in that, and Bloomberg got involved in that. And all of a sudden, all Northam stuff went away. So I think there's somebody behind that. That's the person that scares me, and I think that person running for the presidency. Yeah.
Yes.
That's my theory. I don't have full evidence, but I don't know. It's just weird that was. Remember how big of an issue that was? Like whatever.
One of the articles I read, an article I couldn't find tonight, talked about Bloomberg being active. It's in one of my lives. I can't. All of those articles have been scrubbed now. Put it on the screen and read from an article that told about Bloomberg given to Virginia's governor. Yes.
Yes, I think it's there. And I think that's why now it's like all of a sudden a year ago, he was this big, terrible, evil, blackface, baby killer, whatever. And now he's the saving face of the, anti-2A movement. And it's like, he's just a hero. Like, what the heck? You can't make that. I wish we could make it like a big mistake like that and come back from it like that, right? It's just weird.
I said I was doing my one live and happened to realize that's the same governor that was trying to push the full birth abortion. It's like,
exactly,
wait a minute, no, that was, and I was so shocked over all this that I said, well, no, this is still 2019. It was the last legislature. And I mean, I had the epiphany on a live. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Like, oh my God.
Why am I shocked? This is the idiot that was going after full birth abortions. Lord have mercy. Will Patriot's wanting to join us.
Will Patriot, what's up, buddy?
Here he is.
Wait a minute, let me get him in here. He's wanting to come on.
Your brother Will.
Oh, Will. He's a mess too.
I'm hoping to stop and see him on my way through. I've never met him in person yet, so it would be an awesome thing.
Is Will not going?
I don't know. We haven't fully talked yet because Will works with like nights, so he was sleeping all day, and we didn't get really chatting on any of this yet.
I think I have too many programs open from my last live. It's not wanting to pull anything up.
So you're using StreamYard. I thought you said you used that OBS or something.
No, I use it. And that's what I started using.
Yeah, he uses
that StreamYard, man. And I like StreamYard. It's super easy, but I have Mac products, and StreamYard doesn't work on them. So I always have to bust out my Surface, and then hopefully it's like all updated. Because if it needs to update, then I turn it on because I haven't turned it on in 3 months, and starts running updates and stuff. And it's like I just becomes trouble. But StreamYard's nice. Minus I have all the wrong products for it, of course.
I didn't think I'd be able to figure it out because I was trying to do it on my phone, but the computer is so much easier and better.
Yep, I do everything on my computer.
I got a few big channels wanting to come up on panel. Y'all, Thursday at 8 p.m.
Cool.
Eastern Standard Time. Y'all come over.
Y'all got your community post about that today.
Yeah, after I'm gonna have Dave up next week, on Thursday at 8 p.m. And then the week after, I'm gonna have another huge channel. I think everybody knows the guy that I'm gonna have the following week. I'm not gonna throw out any spoilers, but he's been on TV, and he's like a survivalist.
Oh, cool.
Sweet.
Cool. Listen, Jerry, you gotta help me, buddy. I'm stuck at 2,000. Alaska Prepper's in chat. Hey, Alaska Prepper. How are you, honey? Do y'all know Alaska Prepper? He is the bomb. He does payday preps. He shows you how to make spaghetti for a big old family for pennies. He shows you how to start out little and build your preps. He shows you how to make bread for pennies. I mean, it's awesome. It is absolutely awesome. We love Alaska Prepper. If y'all have never watched any of his stuff, you need to watch his stuff. But he's in chat. He comes and chats with me on Sunday evenings every once in a while. And I'll bet you I missed your live. If you had a live tonight, Mr. Alaska, Mr. AP. Oh, Jerry left on us.
Oh, I'm over here.
I sent the email, Will. That's all right. I'll walk off and do stuff. Are you going to make something while we're on the live, Jerry?
No, I was charging a battery.
Oh, okay. We're just waiting on Will to pop up here.
You might have did you send it to Will or did you respond? Oh, never mind. I see it in there. I got a new email from you, so I was just wondering if it had accidentally gone to me or Will. But
hey, would one of you mind to go back in the comments and erase my email, please?
Let me see if we can get to it. Yeah, I meant to do that, Jerry. Listen, I'm going to email you my number. I cannot believe that we didn't have a way to get a hold of each other.
I used to have my email in the about section of my page, but I kept getting wow, this is just insane how many emails I get. Some weird stuff too.
Yeah, look, I used to have a phone number for my channel. That sucker ring off the around the clock. I mean, we don't need it. Won't let us go back that far, but I will take it out of there. It will not be in the replay. Okay.
All right.
I'll go back and find it and get it out of the replay.
Yeah, I had that email in there for the longest time, and just a few months ago, took it out, and they stopped.
Surprise!
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh, we got the $1 million question. Are you going to Richmond?
I want to really, really bad. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to take off work for it. We are strapped tight right now, and if I could take off work, I'd love to, but I just don't see it in the cards right now. I really, really want to, though.
Well, I know if you could, you would. There's not a doubt in my mind.
Well, that's a good haul from you anyway, though, right, Will?
What's that?
I said it's a pretty good ways from you, though, right?
Yeah, but not near as far as it is from Ryan.
it's twice as far, like almost exactly twice as far. Yeah. But I'm
across the whole year.
Yeah.
Well, I've said all along, my big concern is I'm only 5 hours from ground zero. I mean, and that's if there's bad traffic, more like 4 hours from ground zero. And I knew our West Virginia boys were going to jump in this with both feet. So ground zero is going to spread over here real quick.
Yeah, well, I kind of like what you were talking about in your last live stream too, about everybody going right down to the center of things and then stuff popping off and having a crowd of people, and who knows what actually started it or who actually started it or anything, but whatever ends up happening. I don't know. I don't believe you're going to find me down in the dead center of things, stuck in the middle of a huge crowd. So I still need to kind of have a conversation with whoever I end up going with on how we want to present ourselves there, just to show our support. But I need to be able to get the heck out of Dodge too if it's
Right.
really going. There needs to be all of that strategic stuff involved.
Now, I told Will on the phone the other day, Jerry, did you know that it is from a fairly reliable source that George Sorass, you know what I'm talking about, is paying Annie drinking her Tifa to be there and make the first pop off and blame it on the Patriots.
Well, see, what everybody needs to do, everybody, as many people as possible need to have cameras. Everybody recording the damn thing that is going on.
Every angle, yeah, that's a good idea. That is a great idea.
Great idea.
There's 15 of us from just my little area right here that are going, and supposedly from what the other guys are saying, there's a lot more from other areas here in West Virginia.
Yeah, so I have a feeling it's going to be a pretty impressive turnout, to be honest. I mean,
yeah, I wouldn't miss that for anything. It's going to be pretty cool.
Well, I found one article, and when I found it, I didn't think it was important. Then I couldn't find it again tonight. How far back from the Capitol they're going to block it off and keep people away.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm reaching out right now trying to get any information I can find, because I'm coming from 30 something hour drive for me. It's like, I don't know what any of that looks like. I don't know where I'm going, what I'm doing. So I've been trying to link up with people and get some kind of, I don't know, maybe it's just somebody to follow, anything to figure out how we want to approach it.
Yeah, I heard they were trying to do a no gun-free zone around the Capitol up there. So I don't know how far out that's going to go, like you were talking, but.
Well, right now, as it stands, anybody can walk in the Virginia Capitol with their gun. They have never. Now, we have constitutional carry, and you can have your gun anywhere you want to, except in any of the state or federal buildings or schools. That's the only thing that's off limits. Virginia doesn't have that on their books yet. You're still allowed to take a gun into state and federal buildings. Now, that's something they need to change. I can live with that.
I don't know. I think the problem with it is that you end up, no matter what kind of ruling, what kind of rule you put on anything, somebody's going to push it. That's where the problem always lies, is that we can cut it. If we could have some kind of rules set up that nobody was going to push, it would be very agreeable to do a lot of different things. And that's what I always run into, is well-intentioned, but how can we keep it from going too far ever? And one stipulation turns to, well, it's there, so why not here? Why not here?
Jerry, you're going to come north and hit 64 to go to Richmond, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I'm gonna be riding with some other people. I don't know actually which way they're going. There's like 3 different routes we could go, but I don't
maybe
know.
Y'all could hook up with Ryan so he could at least follow you that last 4 hours or so, and be in a bigger group.
Yeah, we'll stay in touch. We'll figure something out for sure.
Yeah.
We'll come up with some kind of plan for something. All I know is I'm driving. I'm driving that way.
Yep. You're coming by me, and you're going to stop and say hello.
We're going to get
5 or 10 minutes. I'd like to meet everybody.
Yeah, we should. I'm hoping that Typical America will be with me. That'd be super fun. So that would be.
Yeah, fun. He's been on the screen with me.
Yeah, he's cool. He's a good friend. He and I became friends through the Military Arms Channel Patreon, and that was where we met actually maybe a couple of years ago, and we just kind of hit it off, became real good friends. We've never met in person, which is funny because we've been at a bunch of live streams together and all kinds of stuff. We chat pretty much every single day, but that would be, I was like, that'd be a pretty epic first way to meet, because we're both really into 2A stuff.
Yeah. But now I really like that video and everything, Jerry. You're smarter than you look, buddy. You know I'm kidding. Now you know I'm kidding you, Jerry. You know
I
I'm
hear that a
kidding.
lot.
You know I'm kidding. I love you to pieces, but that is a good idea. We need to spread that word. Everybody be videotaping. So in case there's
Yeah.
plants, you know, everybody video everybody.
As long as there's some video footage, you know, they can't say too much, right? They can try still
Well,
yet.
if
They
you
probably
have
will.
everybody being peaceful and then they, you know, but I figure we'll have old mainstream media there. Man, if I
Yeah.
could go, I would go just as a news to report it. You know, I would.
Yeah.
I'd love to go see what's going to happen. You know, this could turn into a 1,000,000-man march deal.
It could, yeah, absolutely.
I can't wait to see how many people's going to be there. It should be one hell of a turnout. It really
Yeah,
should.
yeah.
I
I'm
think
If it's
so.
not, there's something wrong.
So somebody tell me what y'all think should be accomplished by everybody being at that rally the 20th.
Fights.
What do y'all think? What do y'all want to be accomplished? What do you think is going to be accomplished? What'd you say, Jerry?
I said fights.
Are you going to be fighting the Patriots? Because the legislators are going to be in. You can't be fighting the Patriots, can you? But really, seriously, somebody explain to us what you really think is going to be accomplished with this. I'm not being a smarty pants. I just want to know what y'all are thinking.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to wrap my head around how to best answer the question, but I think that it's not about what's going to be accomplished by going. It's what if nobody goes. I think that's where it falls. Like if nobody goes, it's just going to be, you might as well just, I don't know, throw yourself in the ditch. I don't know. Like nobody's going to go, then why not? And if somebody's going to go, then I think everybody who holds a solid enough position in this or feels strong enough should go, you know. And I can understand why people can't and why people don't and why, you know, and I also understand some people who say, oh, whatever, who cares about it? I get it. That's your right too. But for me, I want to go and I want to, like I said, my big thing was I could not go to an industry event and be like, you know, hobnobbing and trying to like shake hands and stuff, knowing that this was going on that date. I couldn't do that. So I had to be there. I had to, what I want to accomplish is really nothing more than putting my face where my words have been, you know, like I am who I am and this is what I believe in. And that's kind of the only thing I really have here in this world, I guess.
Right.
Truly.
What do you hope to see accomplished, Will?
Well, I think, you know, if there could be a showing of a lot of force there. I mean, not really a force, but a lot of people show up there. That's half the battle. You know, I know everybody's gonna be rallying outside the Capitol and stuff, and that's awesome. You know, that's awesome. But I think where we need to be at is inside that Capitol to make sure that our grievances are addressed and we talk to them face to face. Because just rallying outside that Capitol, you know, all they're going to do is look out those windows and point and laugh at everybody. You know, I mean, I don't see anything getting accomplished unless you go straight to the snake's face. You know, take it inside where he's at.
Good point. So, what do you think, Jerry?
I don't know what to think. I'm just going.
You're just going. Whatever happens, happens.
Brother.
There you go.
At least you're going. I could go.
Let me tell you, the most immediate thought that comes to my mind: these Virginians are sticking their necks out. These sheriffs in Virginia are sticking their necks out. The National Guard has already said, well, there's only 7,800 of them anyway, and over 1 million gun owners in the state. They've already said, we're going to stand with the people. So I think it's very, very important for Virginia to have that support from the rest of the nation that's going to be affected by this crap. Did y'all hear the states that either already have the bills written or will have them written before the end of this legislative session? Did y'all hear me read those states?
I heard you in the other one.
Virginia, Vermont, Pennsylvania, Ohio, New York, Kentucky, Oklahoma, New Jersey, Illinois, Oregon, Washington, California, Florida, Colorado, and Texas, Louisiana, and Kansas is thinking about it.
Yeah, it's going to
So
spread like a disease if we don't get it stopped now.
Yep.
it
People can
will.
say, "Oh, that's not in my state. It's not happening here, and it's over there." You know, that's bullcrap.
It's
It's going
coming.
everywhere. It's
It's
going
going to
everywhere.
trickle all the way across the United States.
Yep.
I
I don't want to give up my guns. Ain't no
I'm
way.
not going to. They have to take them a force.
They ain't getting mine. They'll get all the brass and stuff afterwards and get a hot gun. That's what they're going to get.
yeah.
Be
They're gonna
careful
be
picking it
Well,
up.
you
It'll be a little warm.
I told
Right.
somebody earlier that, my son just lives one street over, and I've got another one that don't live very far away. My sister and my brother, they're 5 minutes away. So I've got people close, but still, yet at night when I go to bed, I'm here, and if it weren't for what I have, I may not. But that piece makes me quite comfortable
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
don't have a hesitation in the world. Somebody comes through that door uninvited, what I would do in a heartbeat.
Yep.
So I know for my own life. I mean, I know a lot of people that don't own one. It's like, what in the world's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah,
If
well, it's the
you
one thing that
unarmed-
allows everybody to be equal, equal across the board. I mean, of course, there's other
Exactly.
pieces of training and stuff like that, but
Because the gangs and idiots will always have it. We're
Mhm.
Yeah.
setting ducks.
exactly, no matter what.
We're
And even if
setting
you
ducks
even
about it.
even if you ban everything, do you know how easy it is to just make anything? I mean, it's not like this is some huge complicated supercomputer. It's a mechanical device. It's like the bad guys who we don't want to have them will be the only people who have them, guaranteed. I fully agree with that.
Yeah, bad guys don't obey laws. We've proven that over history.
Exactly. Well, and look how many daggone, I don't even want to bring it up, but look how many immigrants they're arresting, and they don't need to arrest them and put them in jail forever. They need to arrest them and try them and then make sure they can't never get back across that border. Send them right back where they came from.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the biggest imprisonment they could have to stay in that blasted South American country they want out of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might also mention I can't see the chat, guys. So if you guys see anything that I need to address or whatever, let me know because I can't see the chat. I'm on my phone, so all I see is just us on the panel here. So
Hey, Will, at the bottom of your phone,
yeah,
there's some little buttons. One of them says chat. If you hit it, you can see it. I can't see it though. Oh yeah, I can. There it is.
I love you, Jerry. There's a button you can see chat. I can't see it. Oh yeah, I can.
I'm
me up,
shaking
man.
the hell out of it. It
I
wasn't
love
working.
you to
I
death,
think it's
Jerry.
where my signal's so bad here. The winds took out a lot of stuff.
How'd you get all that windstorm? We didn't get anything. We had a nice day today.
I don't know. I had to put a log over in front of my door to keep it from slamming shut all the time.
I mean, if we were a bird flying, you wouldn't be 20 minutes away. I mean, highway, it's about 40, but a bird flying through the sky, you're only about 20 minutes different in a jet stream or whatever air.
I don't know. It's really bad though.
I don't know. We had a bunch of rain yesterday off and on, but we haven't had any. Did you get your chat going, Will?
well, I clicked on it. It opened up a whole new window, and I just I couldn't see anything, so I just said hey, and then jumped back out, back on here on the panel. But
Well,
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
know
I'm
on my
not real
computer
technical
I could look
savvy,
at
No,
so.
you typed into the private chat, Will. There's two. There's a private chat just for us on here on the panel, and then there's a live chat
Oh yeah. I see
Let me
it.
try it again here real quick, see if I can figure it out.
right beside right beside where it says private chat. It says live chat. Click on it.
Oh, there we go. Live comments.
Yeah, live
I
comments.
got you. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I see the native Texan there.
Yeah, we've got 70 people. Thank you, guys. They're here to
Nice.
see y'all.
Nice.
But while y'all are here, if you'd be sure and and subscribe and help me grow a little bit. I sure would appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And we
Yeah,
want you
but I was-
to subscribe to Ryan and Jerry and Will. That's
Thank you.
all
Yeah, I
I'm
was actually
saying.
just sharing
Keep
this
it
with
I
you.
get
growing.
your comment there. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot with marketing and social media, you know, the channels and stuff like that. So I was just pumping a couple things into a few Facebook groups here too to see if numbers start moving. It's interesting watching that stuff, you know, when you goof around with how to put your channel out there.
2,000 sub base is different than y'all's, and y'all's is different than mine.
Yeah.
So we can all help each other grow. The more we grow, the more people we can reach. You know, that's the
Absolutely.
goal as far as I'm concerned, you know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm still trying to break that 2,000 mark. I'm right there.
They just
Oh,
won't
are
let you get
ya?
there. Oh, well,
Let's see where you're at, Will. Let's see if we can get you above.
Last time I checked, I think I was around 1950 or something like
Help us
that.
grow and shout people out too. Let me see.
That's what it's all about. We're all in this together.
yeah, he's right there, 1.98.
Oh, Lord. Listen,
I'm
y'all.
about 20 away.
Nothing would please
crazy.
me more than to help Will Patriot hit his 2,000. Now, Marfugal got me over 2,000 a couple weeks ago, and in August, Homegrown USA got me over my first 1,000. I was thrilled to death. So it thrills me to death to do that for somebody else. So if you
That is
all
super
would jump
cool.
over to Will Patriot, he's probably less than 20 away. We have 68 people in here now. I know good and doggone well all of y'all are not subscribed to Will.
Yeah.
So Will needs it, and we've got see what Prescott's got right now. 417.
Holy cow, we're moving.
Yes.
You broke that 400. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
looked earlier. You were at like 390.
Yeah, that Virginia video,
That's
I put
awesome.
some work into that, and that one did some got me out there a little bit. It got some movement going.
Now Jerry, he puts us all to shame. He's got to share some of that mess he's got going on. He's got listen, if everybody subscribed to Jerry, that would put him to 5,600.
Ooh, that's cool.
He's
Yeah, that'd be good.
520 something. We could get him to 5,600 something if now they've been dropping y'all's links. They drop
Yeah,
y'all's
they have,
links all
definitely.
along.
Yeah, thank you guys
Yeah,
for
I
that, by the way.
appreciate
I've been watching that.
Listen,
try to do
you
that
do
whenever I
it
can.
to me, and I love to share my subscribers.
Yeah, me
And they
too.
know that I'm not going to tell them to subscribe to a bunch of dummies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where are
Grand
you
D
at,
wants
Will?
to go, but his
What you
mama
doing?
won't. Her husband won't let her go.
What's that, Brother Jerry?
I was just asking, where you at? You at work or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at work. Yeah, thankfully it's a slow night right now, so far so good.
If he goes
Got to keep my
running
head
out
on
of
the
the room,
swivel
you know.
and see what's going on out there. So
Yeah.
I know. When we're on the phone one of these days, you need to tell me where you work. You've never told me.
Oh yeah, I guard the government's munitions and explosives for them. So
Whoa. Will.
You do? That's what you do?
yeah,
I
That's
didn't
pretty,
know that.
pretty cool job.
Yep.
Will, give me some
Well-
good explosives. I ain't got to worry about tannerite anymore.
Ryan 80, Jerry, Ryan 84 is a good old West Virginia boy from your neck of the woods.
All right.
Ryan, Jerry is originally from McDowell County.
Yeah. Now.
McDowell. My father-in-law, I love that man. Still do. We still talk. Mac's father-in-law. He was from McDowell County.
Now.
And if you don't say McDowell, you ain't saying it right. Right, Jerry?
That's right.
That's right. Everybody down there's what they call it, McDowell County.
Now County. That's right.
Now tomorrow night is I want to mention is my mental health Monday, but I'm fairly certain that within the next 20 some days we might see the beginning of something, and people are going to see things and have to do things they never thought of.
Yep, absolutely.
So I had went over the personality disorders so everybody would understand different personalities in their groups that they were forming, and then I started on the anxiety disorders. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about how, because I always say you don't have to be scared if you're prepared. Well, this has kind of jumped off real quick, and we need to talk about how to prepare what might be for mentally what might be coming. Right now, Who's Your Patriot's going to be on with me. If any of you all want to jump on and talk about that tomorrow too.
Yeah, I definitely need to check him out. I still haven't got a chance to go check his channel out, but I'm going to tonight. Get back in the swing of after Christmas.
I was gonna say, Will's a good guy to talk to about this stuff. He's got a couple videos out there talking kind of similar to this. I don't have a lot of experience with any of that, so I wouldn't be the best.
Let me tell you, Who's Your Patriot? He don't play. He's a lot like Will.
Exactly.
That boys don't play.
Yep.
I'm pretty outspoken.
Yep. He's I checked out he had on one of his videos talked about a really big militia that had a chapter in every state, and I checked it out. Buddy, we have one in our capital. It's where they meet. They run that like the military. You've got to go through boot camp. They assess your strengths, your weaknesses. They figure out what parts you need to play. They don't play. Now that is a militia. And of course, there's nothing wrong to say with that. I mean, every state has the right to have a militia, you know?
Yeah.
So we've got one, Jerry. Let me tell you, they're a tough bunch. I forget the name, though. I'm going to have to get Who's Your Patriot tomorrow to tell me again the name.
Yeah, I'd like to know the name, too. See if there's one in Missouri.
Yeah. What time is he live?
I'm supposed to go live about 9.
Oh, it's going to be on your channel? Okay. I got you.
Yeah, he's going to be on my channel. So any of y'all can come, you know.
Cool.
But yeah, he's ex-police, ex-military. He's got that background. He's like the rest of
Prepping in progress. What's up? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just saw Prepping in Progress pop in.
Hey, Prepping in Progress. You're new here.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out for them ex-law enforcement officers, though.
Why's that? Well, he might be current because of you.
I hear they're pretty bad news.
Oh, Lord. No, he might be current. I don't remember now. I met too many of y'all at the same time. And probably Will, I've talked to you more than anybody. But no, I didn't know what you did. But yeah, I like to be spicy and sassy and opinionated. And you guys are. I love that.
Well, you know what I thought you were going to say? I thought you were going to say that you were having Mental Health Monday tomorrow and you wanted Jerry back on.
Oh, yeah, I want Jerry on.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Well, you guys probably don't know. I've got a master's, a bachelor's, and 2 classes and a dissertation away from a doctorate in psychology.
Nice.
But I don't practice. I don't work right now, and I only assess and work and practice when I'm in an office setting. I do not have my brain in that direction all the time. Hence the mental health. That's why, we had some people asking me for the mental health, but and I thought it was appropriate for my channel because and listen, unless you are the highest trained Navy SEAL and have been in multiple battles or a sniper being in battles, nobody has a clue what we could be in for and how to be mentally prepared for that. Those are the only people that's going to be able to handle what we're getting ready to face.
I agree. You don't know unless you know.
If I think it's when. And this
Yeah.
could be when on the 20th.
Yeah.
And we'll just have to do what we have to do. But I,
Yeah.
I do want to say, everybody that watches me knows I'm a Jesus believing Christian. And there's been so many times in my life that I've had somebody walk in the door at dinner time and I think, Lord, I don't have enough cooked. Well, I just won't eat. Pray over that meal, feeds everybody, and there's leftovers. I don't care how much anybody has prepped. We're never going to prep enough. We don't know
Yeah.
how long anything could last or if they're going to come confiscate. You know, we don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
But you pray over every meal and it will fill you and feed your family. I promise you that. I've seen it too many times.
There's definitely power in prayer. I believe that for sure.
Yep. Ask for God to bless that food, make it a nourishment to your body, and buddy, it'll fill you up and feed everybody and fill everybody up in your group
Yep.
when you think it's not going to. So you're being awful quiet, Jerry. I've never seen you be this quiet.
I'm just listening. And get ready to get off here. The wife texted me a minute ago and said she's ready for bed.
Oh, okay. Well, you gotta
Gotta
make
keep Mama
Mama
happy.
happy.
Yeah.
Mama ain't
Mama
happy,
happy.
ain't nobody happy.
That's right.
Jerry, I appreciate you coming on. If you want to come on tomorrow night, you're more than welcome. We're just
All
going
right.
to talk about the best way to try to hold your group together and prepare for how to handle your group stress. You know, maybe for example, if everybody has a job that they have to focus on what their job is, you know, got to keep those thoughts redirected away from possibilities of negativity, moving toward the positive.
That's
And
right.
that's easier said than done. I realize that.
Yeah. Everybody should know their role.
Yep. And I think organization is going to be a big key.
Huge.
I really do.
That's for sure.
Huge.
And like you said about that militia, everybody should have their own role.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
And
I
Yeah,
got
one
everybody.
that,
a name for
one that
you.
fits your strong suit.
Yeah,
You
just
can't
because
have-
you think you may
have
not
that
be
one
tactical
person.
minded or not have enough experience in one area or another, everybody has something they can offer. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody has a place.
That's true. Now, you know, I'm 59 and I've got some health issues, but let me tell you what, I'm going to be a bread making fool to have fillers for my bunch to eat. So that's going to, and of course, I'm a good, aim and, so I can stand a little bit of watch on a corner somewhere and
Yeah.
do what I need to do, but that's about the best and entertain the grandkids. That's gonna be my biggest thing. Well, Jerry, don't you hold Mama up. Thank
All
you,
right.
honey, and
I'll
thank
see
you
y'all
for always
later.
shouting me out when I pop
See you
in
later,
on your
Jerry.
channel. I love you to death.
All right. I'll see y'all
See
later.
ya.
Have a good one, Jerry.
Good night,
Hey,
Jerry.
Will,
Be
wait a
safe.
minute. Will,
Sleep good, brother.
email me your address again. I had it on that envelope of that freaking killer ass candy popcorn. That was good. I had that
Nice.
stuff stuck all in my teeth. Thank you. And, but I don't know what I must have threw it away, threw the envelope away. I don't have your address now.
Okay, I'll email it to you here in just a bit, so you'll have it tonight.
All right. I'll see y'all later.
Sweet.
Love
Have a
you,
good
Thank
night.
you.
Jerry. Thank you, baby. I swear, Jerry's something else. I like Jerry. He's
He's
funny.
awesome. I love
Yeah,
Jerry.
first time I ever popped into his channel and he saw just my name. I mean, he just went nuts. Another West Virginian, and he said he comes on my channel, was so happy to hear somebody talk like he does.
Yeah, that's funny.
But well, everybody's been welcoming to me. You know, there's not many of us women, that try to think like y'all think, and I
Right.
do.
Yeah.
Few and far between. Yeah.
My daddy always said I'd be his ballerina, but I would drive and think like a man and shoot like a man. And other than my Marine son, I've outshot every man I've ever shot against.
That's pretty cool.
That's my claim to
No, I've
fame.
heard that. I've heard that story. I've heard people. I've
That's
heard
my
those stories.
claim to
Yep.
fame, other than my bar trick back when I was young, is I could take a stem from a cherry and put it in my mouth and tie it in a knot with my tongue. And that's about my only 2 tricks I've got. I can outshoot a man.
Yeah,
I
that's
can
funny.
tie a stem to a cherry in a knot.
Oh, that's funny.
But I might be old now, but I was young once.
Right.
Once upon a long time ago.
Yeah, Will was too.
Yeah.
I said Will was too.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm still young at heart.
Yeah, you
Well,
are.
you're
You
not
definitely are.
old.
I'm a young spring chicken.
Listen, y'all are young. I'm 59. I'm old. Listen, I'm dreading my 60th birthday. Let me tell you, I might sleep all day my 60th birthday and pretend like it didn't happen.
That's funny.
Of course,
I
I've
always
got
had
all
to
the way till September next year. So
Oh, you got a while.
listen,
I
there
always
might
had this
be
thing,
some-
like I'd be a good, like, grumpy 60-year-old man, you know, cussing everybody out on the front porch and all that stuff. I kind of always
Get off
just felt
my
like I'd be good
lawn.
at that role. Exactly. Get out of here. What are you doing? Leave me alone. I feel like I'd be good at that.
Oh Lord,
Yeah,
we've
you
already
would.
started with the daggone trolls. Listen, you all just take your little selves off to the island of misfit toys, and on your way out the door, we'll say a prayer for you to get a life.
Oh boy. Yeah, you gotta love them damn trolls.
Yeah, had them Christmas Eve night. Can you believe that? I wanted to go live for a couple hours for anybody that didn't have anybody to spend Christmas with, and at least we could do a live. I didn't have a topic or nothing. I was just going to chat with chat, and Lord have mercy, the trolls had lost their minds.
Yeah, they're crazy.
I've got mean trolls now. Just like that trolls, I think they're funny. Man, I get the ones they want to chop my head off, dismember me, come get the corpse, burn the body. I mean, I've never. How do you think of that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
I'm a mental health professional, and I don't get what kind of a life somebody would have that they could sit and type that kind of trash to a stranger. It's like,
Yeah.
well, step on my
I hear
porch
you.
and you'll find out.
Yeah. I haven't had enough exposure yet to get a ton of them. I have a few here and there, but not a lot.
Well, I get my share of them. That's for damn
I
sure.
know Will does. I know Will does.
Let me tell you, my first live, I didn't have but 200 subscribers and had trolls. My very first live, and modded a
crazy.
troll. I didn't know how to mod, what
Yeah.
to click on, and was keeping my eye on the troll so I could mod somebody because I didn't know how to get rid of them. Modded the blasted troll, and had to unmod the troll.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, but
That's one way to do it.
Central Florida Prepper was in that Christmas Eve live, and he said, "Oh, they just belong in the island of misfit toys." I thought that was the funniest thing. So that made it
Yeah, that's
Pretty
funny.
good.
that made it all good. I like him. He's a good old boy too.
Yeah,
Yes,
see,
he
I
is.
think he's
Good
awesome.
friend.
He is.
Good guy.
Yeah.
I subbed to
Did you
him
see
back.
that
I think he
Virginia
had
Prepper
50.
was in the chat?
Virginia Prepper's in the chat.
Yeah, I just seen him in there.
Oh, nope, I didn't.
Oh, Virginia Prepper, where are you?
He has got a lot of first-hand information. If you
He
guys,
does.
yeah,
I
very
left
good guy.
you a note.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
Where is he? He just
Yeah, there he goes.
Virginia Prepper, honey. I've been trying to get a hold of you. Do you want on the screen with us? I left you a little note. I don't know if you saw it on the end of one of your videos. I'm subscribed to you. I don't know how I found you, but it was you that I saw talking about the counties forming militias.
Mhm.
We're talking about you. These guys, well, Will's not going to be able to, but Ryan's going to stand in Virginia, and oh, you went on the screen.
Yeah, he'd be a
Let me
good
see.
one.
Well, one of y'all. Let me see. I can do it.
I'll be right back. I'm going to fill my water cup
Okay,
up.
that's fine.
Gotcha, bro.
Get it. Oh, Virginia Prepper, you don't know how. Will, I'm so glad you saw him, honey.
Yeah, I just happened to hit the chat over there to see if I can get caught up, and I seen him in there, and he's damn sure a damn good guy.
Yeah.
He knows what's going on there. He's on the ground right there, so he'd
Yes,
be a good one to talk.
he is. Yeah, I was trying to get a hold of him. Let me put my glasses on, see if I type my email right.
Great
great
guy.
I'm
Good
gonna
friend.
type my email, Virginia Prepper, and then you send me your email address, and I'll send you an invite on the screen. Holy cow! Hallelujah! Yes, I've been trying since I don't remember middle probably day after Christmas. I was watching one of your videos and was trying to get a hold of you. Yeah, I thought he was awesome. Good catch, Will.
Very sharp guy.
I am getting old and not a very good multitasker anymore.
I'm with you there. I'm not real good on this high tech crap either, so I'm still learning as I go.
How's that grandbaby? What a cutie.
Oh, she's spoiled rotten already.
And that's all right.
Yeah, I get to see her this weekend. I'm going down to visit with my daughter for her birthday this weekend, so I'll be down in Arkansas down there and get to hang out with her again and see my grandbaby again. So that's awesome.
That's cool.
Oh, that is awesome.
Love her to death.
Oh yeah, I
it's
think
like
nothing
being
like
a daddy all over again.
Isn't it though? It is the most amazing.
It's a different role.
It's what did Virginia Prepper just say? Okay, be on in a minute.
Right
it was the most amazing thing to me when I held my first grandchild, and she smelled like her daddy did when he was a baby.
Yeah.
I thought, oh my gosh.
Cool.
And it was just like reliving holding her daddy again.
Yeah.
And then with the new one, I just breathe him in, so but my grandbabies, I mean, it's just like watching my kids, even though one's a girl and I had 2 boys, but it's just like starting over, letting them be little again. And, because I loved being a mama more than life itself. Let me tell you, I was a baseball mom, wrestling mom, love my boys. I love them grandbabies.
Hey, Prepping in Progress just sent a message here. I just wanted to say thank you. I'll get in touch with you. We could talk about that. He was just offering a spot if we're rolling through that way on our way through.
Where's he at?
Arkansas. Somewhere.
Arkansas. I've been to Arkansas. Just in a little corner of it. I guess on my way to Tulsa. Do you go through Arkansas to?
I don't think I ever have been through there.
No, I think I was in Tulsa, went into Arkansas, and went to yes, Grandy. Gotta live for them grandbabies. I wish we had time to give them some life and enjoy some things. Oh, drop. I have not got to look and order my seeds yet. I made a comment in chat on, I guess, Marfugel last night. And the Amazing Drop sent me a $50 gift card to Amazon to order some more microgreens because I said I'm short. It's just in chat, just talking, didn't mean anything by it. And the Amazing Drop, he sent me a gift card to Amazon to order some more microgreen seeds.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I'm going to have to get those ordered before the 20th.
Yeah.
Anything I will do, I want to get it done as fast as I can before the 20th. Oh, let me see if he sent me his email.
Hey, Ninja Scout. I see you in there.
Ninja Scout. Hey, brother. I got to meet him in person at our last meet and greet. He is a great guy.
Cool.
Okay, I've got this, CJ. Will you take it out of chat for me unless that's something he don't care? Well, that probably goes with his channel. That's an Is that it? Prepping in Virginia. Okay.
I just seen a text from my brother, Mississippi Patriot. Are you guys familiar with him?
No, that's a new face. Really. I told him welcome. Make sure he subscribed. That was awesome.
Yeah, he's a good guy, real good guy. He's one of my top mods too. He helps take care of the trolls and stuff when I go on lives. Very, very good guy.
Cool.
So he stays really busy over
Yeah,
there.
I've seen him in chat, but never seen him in my chat.
Yeah. He said he'd throw on the panel if you wanted to pull him on there.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
He's a good guy to talk to, though. He's definitely up and up on everything. Good
Yeah, I
guy.
feel like I recently bumped into his channel.
I don't know what is wrong making my thing run so slow. I got it hardwired. Prepping in Virginia. Make sure I had that right. Oops. I like having this proton mail.
Oh, yeah. I like my Proton as well. Definitely good to have.
Yeah, in their server in Switzerland.
Yeah. They're out of Switzerland.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, they won't share your information or nothing either. It'll have to be with the word.
No, you don't have a password. They send you a passcode every time if you log out.
Yeah.
Who'd you say wanted on here?
Mississippi Patriot.
Does he have a channel email address,
He
or does he
does,
have a
yeah.
private one?
He does. Yeah, I could probably send him the link to a text, but I can't do it while I'm on the phone here doing the live.
Yeah. Well,
Too
I
high
get too many trolls to put it down here like y'all do.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to do that. Hey, Shastina, honey, how are you?
Let me see if I can figure out how to get to the chat stage without losing you guys.
If you'll give me, Mississippi Prepper, if you'll give me your email address, we can get 6 on here at a time, can't we? Much longer, but everybody always adds something different to the conversation.
Absolutely.
There's Virginia almost.
Will decided to turn sideways here.
There. Yeah, he did.
He's doing tricks.
Welcome, Virginia Prepper. Let me tell you, I've never
There
tried
you
to
are.
track down a man so hard in my life. Honest to God. I saw one of your shows. Oh, you're a police officer. Well, I didn't realize that. No wonder you know so much about what's going on.
I don't know.
Nice to meet you.
Hello, good to meet you too.
Hey, brother, how's it going?
Hey, Will.
How you doing, man?
Good, doing good.
Hi, Ryan. Good to see you.
How are you? Nice to meet you. I was watching you last night.
Nice. What's that?
He said he was watching you last night.
Yeah. Yep, I was watching you last night. Your update video.
Oh, okay. You were watching me last night?
Yeah, your update video I was watching.
I'm in the bed.
Catching up.
If I'm on my cell phone, so I may end up losing you. I hope not. Let me see if I can go to a different area.
Get close to a window.
Y'all hear me?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I'll just kind of stay in here then. Yeah.
See, you're not far from me.
What's that?
You're not far from me. I'm in Raleigh County.
Western half Virginia.
Oh, I thought you were. Yeah.
Don't have very.
How far from the West Virginia border are you?
What's that? West Virginia is West Virginia. The eastern part of West Virginia is probably, it's about 30, 45 minutes from me. I'm not very far from West Virginia at all.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably about an hour and a half, 40 minutes from me.
Where are you located at?
Raleigh County. I'm just 30 minutes from Jerry.
Okay. Yeah, that's not too far, I don't think.
No, we're neighbors.
Yeah, we are.
Well,
Yeah, we are.
listen, I'm worried about y'all. So you lay it
Well,
on us. What can you tell us?
well, I know I think there's 120 different localities as of yesterday, I believe it is, that have become 2A sanctuary localities. Um,
How many
there
did you
are
say?
120 different localities.
Okay. And that
There's
includes the
there's
counties
only
and some cities.
that's counties, towns, and cities.
Right.
Um, there are 95 counties in Virginia, and
Hmm.
I think it's like 85% of them have went sanctuary, Second Amendment sanctuaries. I think
I
there's
had
only
75 of the 95.
what's that? It's like 85% of the 95 counties have went.
Last count I had was 75 counties of the 95 counties you have.
So, okay, is that the last? Is that what you found? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's a lot of them. Our sheriff has decided. He's already signed the resolution saying that he's not going. Him and his deputies are not going to confiscate weapons. Um, my concern with this is our governor has said that if the counties or the localities do not enforce them, then they're going to deal with them with consequences. They're going to withhold funding from the Attorney General's office as well as to the sheriff's departments. Um, there's a bill that's going to be voted on January 8th. Or I'm sorry, in January. I don't think it'll be voted on in January 8th, but there's a bill that is going to be voted on in January that if public officials do not enforce these laws, that they will be subject to being fined. So if you have a town police officer or you have a police chief in a town that decides that he's not going to follow these laws, that he will be fired immediately. And so I mean it's just coming down to where the rubber meets the road. This is
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
a very going to be very trying for us. There's a lot of rumors out there. Um, we've heard rumors that they're going to shut off the power, they're going to shut off the internet. None of that has been confirmed. However, the rumors are there. I was listening to another YouTube channel that said that because the National Guard has come out, from what I have heard, the National Guard has come out and said that they will not follow these laws. They will not enforce them. So the governor has decided to bring UN troops in. That is all speculation. I have not been able to confirm any of that.
No,
They've
you
talked
can't
about
confirm it.
roadblocks. I have not been able to confirm that as well. So, you're going to, I do believe that at the 2020 rally, January 20th rally, we are going to have instigators. We're going to have agitators there,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
We have a senator. His name is Tim Kaine. He is a U.S. senator. His son is actively involved in Antifa. His son has been arrested in Oregon and specifically Portland on a number of occasions because he has incited riots and things like that. So I have no doubt that he'll be here inciting riots here. No doubt in my mind.
I had heard that that group was going to be represented there. I got that from a good source.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's just kind of a, wait and see type of situation right now. I'm not into fear mongering. Don't get me wrong. I'm not into. Sorry about that. I just stepped into the light here.
That's okay.
Let me see if
No, I don't want fear mongering. I want the truth.
there we
Oh, we lost you.
What's that?
I said, no, I don't want fear mongering either. I want the truth. And that's why I was
Exactly.
trying so hard to get hold of you.
Okay, hold on just a second. I'm going to have to step back out there. I got to get my coat because it's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's cold tonight.
Yeah, sister,
Similar
Mississippi
stuff.
Patient said he just threw up his email there. I don't know if you caught that.
I didn't, but I can catch it on my phone.
Gotcha.
All right. Yeah, I'm out in the I'm at work, and so I'm out in the shop or the maintenance shop, and it's cold out here. They don't have the heat on, so
Oh, Lord.
that's I had to go get my coat. So yeah, it's kind of a we don't really know what's going to happen. It's kind of a up in the air right now with all the stuff that's going on. I do know the VCDL, Virginia Citizens Defense League. Philip Van Cleve was online yesterday, and he did say that they are expecting anywhere from 50 to 100,000 people. So we have people coming in from all over the country.
Right.
So
In some ways, I think that's really good to show y'all support. And other ways, I think they need to be careful not to cause y'all harm too. You know.
Yeah, I agree. Because I mean, it can go either way. I mean, it can be peaceful, and then it can turn hot very quickly. It's a very, very fluid situation that we're dealing with. You got a lot of people that want to support us, and I understand that. I encourage that, but at the same time, some people can get really aggressive really fast, even on our side. Because they want to, force their way or force their opinions, and in doing so, they may make things more worse than they already will be.
Right.
So,
Right.
if you're coming to Virginia, please be respectful of the situation. This is our lobby day, where we lobby our state senators and state representatives. Um, it is an open carry state. Um, However, Virginia Citizens Defense League has requested that you don't carry long guns. And my opinion on that is, I understand that it is your right to carry a long gun. I get that. I have in the past when we had these Marine Corps recruiting offices being shot up across the country. I carried a long gun. In downtown to protect our Marines because they weren't allowed to carry
I
firearms
hadn't
at
heard
that
anything
time.
about that.
And yeah, this happened a few years ago.
Okay.
They had a mass shooting. I think it was back in 2000. What was it? 2013 or something like that. They had like 5 Marine officers and 1 Navy guy that was shot at the recruiting station.
Oh gosh.
Wow.
And then they had another. Then they had another Marine recruiting station that was shot up, and I think. And so, in order to protect our Marines, me and some friends of mine, as well as some other people, had went down to a recruiting station, and we sat there for a day and protected the Marines that were there, that were at the recruiting station. So I get the idea of wanting to carry a long gun, but you're going to be in a crowd of 20,000, or I'm sorry, 50 to 100,000 people.
Right.
And a long gun is going to be a major problem in a crowd that size.
Mississippi, I missed it. I can't go back that far. Well, especially if you're going to have Antifa in the crowd.
Yes. I mean, if you carry a shotgun, and some people are it's a long gun. If you carry a shotgun and you fire that in a crowd of 50 to 100,000 people, imagine how many people you're going to you're going to hit, because a shotgun is exactly that. It's going to scatter, shot into a crowd.
Right.
You carry an AR and you use it, it's going to go through more than just one person. So, just be mindful of that. I will be carrying, but I'm going to, because of this crowd. I initially had said I was going to carry my long gun, but that was when we have, crowds of like 2,000 to 3,000 people. Now we're having the crowds of 50 to 100,000 people. That changes the dynamics on everything. So,
Will had to step out. Work called. He's got something going on at work. He has to go take care of.
Okay. So that's just the dynamics of how this is ever changing. Some people were talking about bringing their long guns and things like that, which I was too. Until we have this massive influx coming, and I don't want to hurt. I don't want to hurt innocent civilians. That's not, and that's really going to put a damper on our what we're trying to get across.
Exactly.
If this does go live and this does go hot, you're going to have a lot of civilians. You're going to have kids there. You're going to have families there. You're going to have women there, and their children as well. Because this is a family day. This is a teaching tool for families to bring their kids to see how things are done at the state capitol. And so, if you're going to bring a long gun, be very respectful. But and I watched a video earlier from Midwest Prepper that said that because he's working on the legal end of it, and he said that the VCDL has asked not to bring long guns and to bring their kids to see how things are done at the state capitol. And so, if you're going to bring a long, something's happening here. Okay, so the VCDL has asked not to bring long guns, and so if you bring a long gun and something happens, you're not going to be covered by the legal aspect of it. So I'm leaving mine at home, or actually I won't say at home. I'll have access to mine, but I'm not going to have it on the grounds with me. I will have a weapon though. I'll probably have two, but I'm not going to have my long gun with me.
Well, I don't think I was very popular. I made my very first report on this, and I said, I see nothing wrong and absolutely encourage Americans to go to Richmond to show support for my sister state, Virginia, and go as Americans, stand in a group and show how important our constitutional rights are. That if they go waving weapons and screaming patriots, they have defeated what needs to be done and can very likely set off a civil war. Now, I was not popular for saying that, but what I'm hearing you say backs up that.
Well, the thing of it is we don't want to start a civil war. We don't.
No.
That's not what this is about.
There are those in other states coming that's what they want, though.
They're coming for the wrong reason.
Yes.
If that's the case.
I agree.
We want to use diplomacy, and I know some people say it's past diplomacy, but now my thing is okay, we have the option of doing diplomacy right now.
Right.
If we just go straight hot, to a hot civil war, we have lost our last option of doing diplomacy.
That's right.
So if we do diplomacy and then it doesn't work, there's other options. But as far as I'm concerned, is right now we have the option of using diplomacy And then our state senators and state representatives see this influx of people and seeing the Capitol building and the Pocahontas building full of people, or in the grounds completely full of people in support of the Second Amendment, that could be enough to deter them from signing these bills into legislation.
I agree.
Now,
100%.
Now, if we decide to forego that and go straight hot, we have lost that chance of diplomacy.
Yes.
There's going and to say, you know, and I've seen these comments on YouTube and stuff, you know, about, you know, well, let's just go ahead and kick it off. Well, I'm not for kicking it off.
We've never lived through a war. They don't know what we're asking for.
In the last Civil War we lost 640,000 people on both sides of the Civil War.
Yes.
And, you know, this, and that was with the munitions and the type of weapons they had then. Can you imagine how many we would lose in this Civil War?
Right.
Come on, people. You got to think with your head, I mean, you just got to.
There is a thought pattern out there that if we're not willing to take this into a civil conflict, that we are not patriots and we should stand as patriots and not Americans. I don't think that's the way to go.
I don't think it is, because, and I'll tell you why, because Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, Nathaniel Hale, a lot of these guys, Patrick Henry, they were people, they were men of who wanted to use diplomacy first. And when diplomacy failed, then they went hot. That's just, I mean, you know, when the British came to confiscate weapons in Concord, in Massachusetts, Lexington and Concord, and they went to confiscate weapons, they had no other choice. They had to go hot. We still have a choice. And we need to we need to try and do that, you know, as much as possible. But when they decide to, you know, hey, we're going to do it anyway, then that's a different story.
What do you think will happen if they go ahead anyway and they start firing you guys?
Well, what I would like to see, you know, we have one county already. It's in Tazewell County, Virginia. They have already started a militia. The sheriff there has decided to start a county militia. I would like to see our county do the same. You know, have people who are conservatives, or even Democrats, but, you know, if you want the Second Amendment, you know, but I'm getting to the point where I think a lot of the left is more about taking rights than they are about giving rights. So
exactly.
I'm more of the opinion that you're not going to have too many Democrats to join the militia. I think I think it's going to be more conservatives than Democrats.
Buchanan County has also already formed their militia, and it's growing.
Where's that at?
Buchanan County.
Oh, okay. I hadn't heard that. I did not hear that.
I saw that sheriff interviewed today.
Okay. All right. Well, we've had Grayson County and Culpeper County. Their sheriff said that they would deputize everybody in the county.
Right.
As long as you're not a convicted felon, we'll deputize you, and, you know, you can use your firearms as necessary. And, you know, it's coming down to where the counties are going to go against the state, you know, let me put it this way. It's not the counties going against the state. It's the state going against the counties.
Yes.
This was a Michael Bloomberg
yes,
and George Soros operation.
Yes.
The Democrats redistrict the whole state, or the majority of the state, and we end up losing a lot of our constituents in these states. We had 25% of our counties or I'm sorry, 25% of our localities didn't even vote because all they had were Democrats to vote for. So that's 25% of the localities in Virginia that did not vote because they had nobody to vote for. It was just straight Democrat tickets, and that's how they won.
Does anybody understand why Soros and Bloomberg chose Virginia?
Well, Virginia has been a swing state for a number of years. It's voted 2000. Well, let's see here. 2016, it went Democrat for Hillary Clinton. It went both times for Barack Obama. Before that, it went Republican. So it's been back and forth a number of times. It has went both ways. But if you notice, Michael Bloomberg and New York, it's, all this gun confiscation and gun bills and stuff is in New York, and then it went to Pennsylvania, and it's in New Jersey, and it's just coming down the East Coast. North Carolina has already introduced bills as well to ban, high capacity magazines, semi-automatic rifles. And it's going down to Georgia. Georgia's done the same thing. They're taking the East Coast. And because if they have the West Coast and they take the East Coast, then they're going to be able to have the majority when it comes to a presidential election. Does that make sense?
Yes. There you go.
Because most of your population is on the East and West Coast, not so much in the central part of the country.
Right.
And and that's their plan. And if you're on the fence and you don't see this coming, then something's wrong. People need to open their eyes to see what's going on. This is actually, a communistic overtake of America. That's exactly what this is. Communism. It started in our public school systems. It went to our colleges, and now it's being. I can't tell you the amount of people I've had tell me that they don't vote, and I'm like, you don't vote? Well, no, it's rigged anyway. Well, okay, it may be rigged, but at least you're using your right to vote. And if you start at the local level, and because I've contacted both my county supervisors and started at the local level, and if you work at the local level and then you do at the state level, then you can do the federal level, because you have the state backing you. But if you don't get out and vote, then you're not. That's just one voice that's silenced.
Right.
And so I mean, and a lot of people say, well, my vote doesn't count. Well, I can tell you one thing, and I've never seen this in the history, and I'm 44 years old. I've never seen this in my lifetime, where the news media predicted, all news, mainstream media, everybody predicted that Hillary Clinton would win. And she didn't.
Nope. Somebody's vote counted.
Somebody's votes counted.
That's right.
Abraham Lincoln was voted in by one vote when he became
I didn't realize
president.
that.
One vote. Yes, Abraham Lincoln became president because of one vote.
Well, I always tell everybody, if you don't exercise your right to vote, you don't have a right to complain.
Absolutely. That's exactly right.
I mean, that's just, my way of thinking.
Yep, I agree with you. And, and a lot of people, even if you vote Democrat, okay, now, years and years ago, back in the JFK Democrats, there was something in common with the Democrats and the Republicans. There is nothing in common with the Democrats now. Our governor is advocating the killing of babies after they're born. There is nothing to negotiate with that. Okay, and I've said this before on my channel. If he's willing to kill an innocent baby after it's been born, what do you think he's willing to do to us? And that's the honest to goodness truth. I mean,
yeah,
because if he's willing to kill an innocent baby that is so defenseless, what is he willing to do to us who can defend ourselves?
Exactly.
You know, he's nothing but evil as far as I'm concerned. He is the epitome of evil.
Yeah.
And that's just the way I see it. And anybody who votes Democrat, I see the same way, because you're just as guilty as he is.
Well,
That's the way
I
look
was
at it.
doing a live the other night. Might have been last Monday night. And it happened to hit me that this is the same governor that wanted to get after-birth abortion approved. And I went, oh, my God, this is the same governor.
Yeah, it's
I
the
said,
same governor. Yeah.
well, he don't care. I mean, I did a
No.
live. That was one of my first lives. I didn't start my channel till June. And that was one of my first lives was on that sucker. And then it hit me the other night. I just, hadn't put, 2 and 2 together. And I went, oh, my God, this is that same jackass, So to do that, he don't care about any of this. But listen, I had the article, and it's been scrubbed now, and I didn't email it to myself, that Mississippi Patriot, I sent you the email. Did you not get it, honey? Must not got it.
Pull it up. Yeah, he was just chatting with me in the background, so I just do that over to
Okay,
you.
just send him my phone number. That's okay. Somebody send him my phone number. That's good. Or somebody sent.
No, that was me. I sent it to you because he was chatting with me and texted me his.
CJ, y'all go ahead and go do what you need to do. I texted Dex and told him that I had one of our Virginia law enforcement officers live, and he was giving us the facts, and I could not shut this down. So I'll be there in a little bit. I mod for Marfugal TV, but this is important.
Absolutely.
We need to hear what he has to say. Okay, I'm gonna try this again. Mississippi Patriot. But yeah, I saw you talking about I saw your live, Virginia Prepper, or your video about the militias, and I commented trying to get a hold of you. I don't know how you found me, but I'm sure glad you did.
I just happened to see you live.
Oh, okay.
How that works.
Because I'm subscribed to your channel, so I saw you.
Oh, you are? I didn't realize that.
Yes, I am. I am one of your subscribers.
Oh,
and so
great.
I was at work, and I thought, well, I'll just check in and see what's on YouTube. And I saw where you were live, so I thought, well, okay, I'll just see what they're talking about.
Oh, you?
We were
talking about you.
Yep.
Or talking about your mass. And yes, I had tried to find anybody. I asked everybody, does anybody know how to get a hold of him? Mississippi Patriot. I misspelled Gmail. That's why you didn't get your invite. But when they said you were in my chat, Lord, that thrilled me to death, because I knew you knew what was going on. But now I had the article and cannot find it, that said that the governor had very quietly put together a few of his most trusted friends to see if there was a way to very effectively shut power for the counties and phone services. But it was not set in stone. He just wanted to see if there was an effective way to do that. And that's been scrubbed off the internet. I can't find that article now.
Right. That article was put out by Hal Turner Radio.
Oh, okay.
From what I can find out, it was put out by Hal Turner Radio. There is nothing that can verify any of that. We don't, we've heard it too. We don't know if it's legit or not. I know that the capabilities are there.
Yeah.
I have no doubt that come January 20th, the cell phone towers around Richmond will be down, because from what I've been told is they jam them every year. So
Why?
they shut the towers down, for I I don't know if it's because of they get overwhelmed or what, but I've been told that they shut them down. I have not actually been to a rally, but I have been told by people who do or who have been, that they jam the cell phone towers every year.
Do they
For
have a
whatever reason,
rally every January?
yes, they have it actually twice a year. They have it in January and they have it again in July, I believe, June or July. They have it
Well, I
twice a
didn't know
year.
that.
Yeah. Um, so,
See you,
unfortunately,
Shastina.
uh, I have I have not I have not been to one, until now. Um, I am one of these type people that I try to stay away from mass. Like I don't go to concerts. I
Me
don't
too.
ride mass transit like airplanes, buses, trains. I just don't.
Right.
Um, but and I'm just a old country or West Virginia country boy. You know, I grew up in West Virginia.
Did you?
Um, I
Where in
did,
West
yes.
Virginia?
I grew up near Morgantown,
Oh, okay.
and I don't like the city. I live in the country where I'm at now, and I just don't do mass transit, mass congregations. I just don't do it. But I feel that this is so important for me to go to this rally on the 20th that I'm stepping out of my comfort zone.
Right.
I don't I don't like large crowds, because there's so much that can go on, so many things that can happen, as we saw in Las Vegas, at the country music,
Oh,
concert there. Um, and this here is just a recipe for a black flag. It just is, or a false
it
flag.
is.
Um, I'm hoping that it doesn't happen. I'm hoping that people will have their cameras on, and I'm hoping that there will be people other than the media that will be there that will have plenty of cameras to video what goes on. Um, because the media obviously um, is fake news. They just I mean
Exactly.
Yeah.
just like that shooting that took place in Texas this morning. You don't hear much on it about on the radio or the TV. I only I found out about it because of what was on YouTube. That's the only way I found out about
Me
it.
too. Me too.
Um, and they're gonna say that if it is reported in the media, they're gonna say it was a security team at the church with it. That this in or so a concealed carry, concealed weapons carrier, or it was um, and he was trained and all this other stuff. So, and that may be true, but the media is going to paint it in such a light that it's not going to sound like it's a concealed carry permit holder. So
Right.
my concern is what's going to happen here in Virginia on the 20th.
Well, we're very concerned. And of course, I'm your sister state, and I know we've got a bunch, that's going to be there. And if God forbid something pops off, we're going to be right in the middle. I mean, Richmond is what, 4 max 5 hour drive from me. That's all the far we are from ground zero if they
Right.
hit off a conflict.
Yeah.
You know,
That's scary.
Yeah,
it's the first time in my life I've been scared of a situation.
well, I'll honestly say, I mean, I'm very concerned as well. I'm scared as well. Um, I've been in a lot of different situations, where I wasn't, as a firefighter and EMT, I've been put in a lot of different situations where I didn't know if I was going to come home. As a security officer, I mean, I've had to draw my firearm on a number of occasions, and I didn't know how things were going to go. And I certainly don't know how this is going to go. This has got me concerned as well. But if it's going to happen, it's going to happen, and it doesn't matter if I'm there or not. It's going to happen regardless. And so, in my mind, I have to, like you were saying earlier, you have to prepare your mind. You have to, you have to have the mindset, and anybody who's been to battle, they deal with that. They deal with the scars. They deal with the things that they've had to do in order to make sure that they survive. And this is where we're at.
Oh, Donna, we can put scriptures unless somebody's cussing and being ugly. We don't block nothing if it's all right. Only cuss words.
Do what?
I had to make a couple of new mods. All of my mods are moderators for Marfugal TV, so I lost all my moderators, and I get a lot of trolls.
Oh, okay.
And I noticed that somebody had blocked something, and sometimes it happens by accident. But unless it's Scan Family, you need to comment again for me, because I thought I had modded you, and I can't see where I did.
Yeah, I can't. I'm on my phone, so I can't see the chat. I don't know what's being said.
Well, I thought I better make sure that sometimes you click on this and you get a mod, and sometimes you don't. And I didn't. CJ was still there for a little while. But yeah, as a matter of fact, Marfugal TV would like to know if you'd be interested in calling in and being on their call-in show with about 3,000 viewers tomorrow night.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. They said if you're interested, send me your, oh yeah, I got her. Send me your, email me your phone number. You do have my email, don't you?
Yes, I have your email.
Okay.
Well, actually, I'd have it in the chat. Actually, what you can do is if you can email it to me, my email is in the about section. If you can email that to me, that'd be great.
Okay. Well, I emailed you on here, so I've got your, wasn't it Rebel? Isn't that what it was? I misspelled Gmail.
No, it's mine. His was one
before. That's yours. Okay.
Yeah. Mine's prepping in Virginia.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. I'll send you my number. Mississippi Patriot, how in the world are you? Sorry it took me so long to get you on there.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
I misspelled Gmail.
Really, I know about technical difficulties, don't we, bro?
Oh, my gosh.
Absolutely.
But Virginia Prepper, I'm telling you, you have, see, that's what we want is the truth. I don't want fear porn. I don't want speculations.
No.
Now, I am making one speculation. I have seen in more than one place in print that there's a lot of UN troops floating around close.
Well, and
that's concerning to me.
I do know that they are in Cuba. That I do know. The UN troops are in Cuba.
I read that. I reported it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that not long ago. I sent it to Will.
Okay.
What's that? What was that?
The thing about the UN troops that you were saying, I read that a couple of days ago. I think it was. I sent it over to Will.
Yeah, there was a guy by the name of Dave Hodges, and it was on. He had reported on it as well as
Common
Mike
Sense
Adams.
Show.
Yes, both of them have reported on it. I don't know. You know, I don't know if it's true. There's so much.
Yeah.
Fake stuff out there. It's hard to tell what is true and what isn't true.
Yes, Tina.
And a lot of it, I mean, we've heard that they're going to shut down the interstates. I've heard that they're going to put roadblocks on the interstates on all major routes going to and from all the side states like Kentucky, Tennessee, West Virginia, Maryland, and prevent people from leaving. And they're going to be Second Amendment checkpoints. And if you got a gun in the vehicle, they're going to confiscate it. If you resist, they're going to kill you. I don't know if any of that's true.
Where'd you hear that?
Well, that was in that was on the I think it was on the Dave Hodges show, the Common Sense show. I think he, if I'm not mistaken, he had talked about it. He had talked about it this morning in the video that I watched this morning.
He's not known to report a bunch of BS.
Okay, well, I don't know. I mean,
he reports what he has good contacts for. He's pretty legitimate.
See, he had a guy by the name of Mike Adams actually did the report on it, and he said Mike Adams came out with the report and said what he found out, what information, and I have not been able to confirm this. Let me just put that out there. I have not been able to confirm this, but what he had put out, and I've tried to look for his report, but I have not been able to find it. But from what Mike Adams said was that the information that he found out, it would scare you to death as to what they plan on doing. Now, like I said, I have not been able to confirm that.
Well, if it's a civil war, it's going to be martial law, and it is. This is in. I think that your state is the powder keg to strike off their bigger plan. Is what I personally think.
I think so too. According to what Dave Hodges was saying, that they're planning on bringing 250,000 troops into Virginia, UN troops. Now, again, I have not been able to confirm that. From what I read in another article, I think it was yesterday or today, there are troops stationed in Cuba. Now, whether or not, and the reason our governor is wanting to do this is because,
and Maryland. I heard also Maryland, a small group in Maryland is staged.
There. From what I heard, there is too. Now, I also found out today. Under, let me think, what was the article I was reading it in? It was what was that article? It was I can't think of the name of it now. I saved it on my phone, but I can't get to it while I'm on here.
Right.
But it's the gun. Let's see, what is that? Something about
guns and gadgets.
No, it's Guns in the News, I think is what it is. It's a news article.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called. And they were saying that our governor, some people say, well, the governor can't use UN troops. That's only the president. But under the new USMCA law, that I guess, I don't know if it's been passed yet. Yes, actually, Congress has just passed it. I think they passed it this week, or they passed it before Christmas break. Under the new USMCA law, which is United States, Mexico, and Canada trade agreements, it makes this continent as a union, and so therefore, if our governor decides that he needs UN troops, then under the USMCA law, he can call them in. And I don't understand how all that works, but that's under the news article that I was reading today. And also Canada and Mexico can send their troops in as well. So
is that what Trump did that undid what Obama did? Obama signed an agreement that said if there's any civil unrest on our soil, that the UN is to come in our Constitution
That's
suspended
correct.
martial law, and they will take over. Does this undo
Yes, that
that?
is. I think that is. Well, no. What the USMCA did was it undid the NAFTA agreement, the North American Free Trade Agreement, um, with Mexico and Canada, where basically the United States was being screwed by these other countries, and they weren't paying their tariffs and their fair dues. So Trump went ahead and redid it, and apparently, from what I understand from this article, is they also put into this that we are now a union with North America. It's a North American union with Mexico and Canada, and if we need UN troops, then we have them. If Canada and Mexico needs to help, then they can too.
But it's
I'll
just
have
the
to try
UN
and.
troops from the three countries, not like what's supposed to be in
Well,
Cuba.
well, UN troops are UN troops.
Okay.
They can come from anywhere.
So he just strengthened what Obama signed.
Pretty much, from what I understand, yes.
Oh,
Because what Obama did was he signed into law the
wait a minute,
North.
let me get my glasses, Will.
It was the UN Arms Treaty, which
I can't see
basically
that.
I can't either.
Pasa Comitatus.
Oh yeah.
What is it?
Under Pasa Comitatus, the governor can bring in the UN troops.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know that till here recently. I thought Pasa Comitatus basically said he couldn't, but he absolutely can under Pasa Comitatus.
Yes. I read that letter from the one guy that says that their National Guard will lay down their guns. They're not going to help.
Yeah, I don't see them enforcing it. Yeah, I don't think any National Guardsman in their right mind would go behind all this bull crap.
Well, I heard Virginia only has a little 7,800 National Guard members anyway, and over a million gun owners.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the National Guard, from what I heard earlier this afternoon, was the National Guard has already come out and said that they're not going to enforce it. So
Right.
It would have to be up to somebody else to do it, which would be the UN.
Be UN, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
we're screwed if that happens.
And I think they already know that. I mean, why would we see all this increased activity? I've heard, it's all rumor and speculation, but I've heard that UN vehicles and stuff are being trained in and everything, and by the hundreds, and
right. Well, UN vehicles are made right here in Virginia. They're made in Danville,
really?
Virginia. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what they're going to have to do. They'll have to use UN.
What's that?
They'll have to use the UN because I don't see our guys going along with that, or at least a huge majority of them. I don't see them going along with it.
I mean, some of the young, how can I put it? The young whippersnappers, if you will,
right?
They might, the 18, 19, 20-year-olds, they might, because they're afraid of being court-martialed or sent to the brig or whatever.
Right.
But if their commanding officer says we're not going to do it, then I think they'll follow suit. I don't think they're going to try and force it.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. In my state, our sheriffs are elected. How could the governor fire an elected official?
He can't. But he can fire, like here in Virginia, our sheriffs are elected too. So he cannot fire the sheriffs, but he can withhold funding, and he can fire all the deputies and all the town police, the police chiefs. He can do that.
But then the sheriff would just turn around and make those deputies militia.
Right, basically. But then again, you have, they're not going to be paid. See, under this law that is being proposed, if you get fired from a public employee position, you get fired as a police chief or you get fired as a police officer because you won't follow these laws. In the law itself, it stipulates that if you get fired, you cannot be hired for another 12 months. So in that time period, they would lose their certification as a law enforcement officer because you have to do CE hours and you have to go to the academy and you have to qualify, you have to take a certain amount of classes and all this other stuff. Well, in the process of being fired, your certification is gonna lapse, and so, or it could very well lapse, and so therefore, if you lose that certification, you can no longer be a police officer, and you got to go through the academy again.
Now, what
Because,
kind of connection do you have with your local sheriff?
I know him on a personal basis.
Okay.
I need to sit down with him and talk to him some more. I haven't really been able to because of Christmas and the holidays and everything else, but I need to actually sit down with him and talk to him and find out what his plans are. What does he plan on doing? Because if for some reason this does go through and our sheriff decides we're not going to follow these laws, then and he fires, or the governor fires the deputies, then the deputies can be deputized again under the sheriff and become his posse, if you will. According to the Constitution, they can become, the governor's posse or the sheriff's posse. But those deputies are not going to be paid, and they're not going to be able to feed their families. They're not going to be able to, pay their mortgage. They're not going to be able to pay for their vehicles. They're not going to be able to do this and that and the other thing. Just like everybody else, just like the rest of us, we all have bills, and they're not going to be able to pay those bills. So what it's going to take is it's going to take a community to say, hey, you know what? We're going to come together. I may not be able to be a sheriff's deputy, but I'm going to come together and I'm going to help support our sheriff. I'm going to help pay our deputy's mortgage, or I'm going to help pay our, car payment on a sheriff, or or the sheriff's car, or the deputy's car, or the town cop's car, or something like that. Because a lot of people aren't going to do it if they're not paid, but then again, you're going to have a lot of people that are going to do it because it's the right thing to do. So that's going to be a time when the wheat will be sifted, and find out who's in it for the right reason and who's not.
Right.
Yep.
This is a mess. This is just a mess.
It is a mess. It is a
Sure.
Mississippi is not on the list. I read a list earlier of the states that are either they already have the bills written, they're in the process of writing the bills that are similar to Virginia. And of course, the blue states are no surprise, but there's some states on here that aren't blue. Vermont, Pennsylvania, Ohio, New York, Kentucky, Oklahoma, New Jersey, Illinois, Oregon, Washington, California, Florida, Colorado, and Texas, Louisiana, and Kansas are looking at if they should or not.
No,
if they should make laws like Virginia?
Yes.
Holy
Some of those already have the bills in place, wanting to vote on them. I'm not sure which states already have the bills prepared.
No, Mississippi's pretty much like Missouri. We're constitutional carry.
See, West Virginia's constitutional carry. And our Democratic senator is sponsoring a bill that would protect our Second Amendment rights here in West Virginia and everybody's.
Yeah.
He wants
Missouri
to get reelected in November.
Qualifying NFA too.
Huh?
Missouri is also in the process of nullifying the NFA laws as well because they say they're unconstitutional.
Rad concept there.
No, that's what I'm talking about right now.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah, while everybody else is, trying to put in more gun control, that's one thing I can say about our state. They're going the other way. They're like, oh, really? Okay, well, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Well, that's just like, and I know Will can vouch for it. I seen here a while back ago where y'all's governor come out and basically authorized every person in the state that is able lawfully to carry a weapon pretty much a tax break to buy one.
Yeah,
He's turning the entire
I
state
know what you're
into
talking
his
about.
militia.
Yeah, they haven't passed that yet. They threw it out there because they had some Democrat representative or something trying to pass some of this gun control bull crap. And he said, oh, okay, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do then. Then we're going to make it mandatory for anybody at the age of 18 to 35 to own an AR-15 rifle. And on top of that, we're also going to give them a tax break where they can purchase that rifle as well. And he just kind of that senator just kind of threw it out there because he was tired of seeing the gun control bull crap, and it shut him down real quick. But it's still out there on the table. Is what I think is so funny. It was just something to combat the demon rats and stuff that were trying to throw out some gun control. There's like, oh, okay, well, we'll do this then.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's what a lot of states need to be doing. You know, when they start trying to pull this bull crap and push this gun control stuff, say, oh, okay, well, this is what we want to do, so we're going to go ahead and push this. You know, we'll just see who wins this battle.
That's like Georgia. There's a town in Georgia where everybody's required to own a gun. Every household has to have a gun.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
I like it.
That is awesome.
Every home in Georgia has to own a gun?
Every home in this town. If you live in that town.
Yeah, in that town. I seen that too. I can't remember what town it is, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember what town it is, but it's a town in Georgia where they passed legislation within the town that if you live in that town, your house has to have a gun.
Yeah, you have to be a gun owner. Yep.
Well, you know, I said earlier, you know, if I didn't have mine, I couldn't live the way I live. But now, if I have an intruder walk in my door, I can take care of myself.
Right.
That's right.
We would all be setting ducks for the criminals.
The police are only minutes away when seconds count.
Well, that sheriff in Buchanan County, his argument was that the funding is so low, there are not enough deputies to cover Buchanan County in Virginia, and that they want the citizens of their county, if they get an intruder, to be able to sensibly protect themselves, because it would take them 25 minutes to get to that person, and that person would be dead.
Yep.
That's a pretty good argument right there, because I know my county don't have enough deputies.
Right.
And the ones they have, about half do their job.
Like I've told Will before, it's easier for me to carry my SD-40 than it is to carry a cop.
Well,
yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you an instance. I was at work this morning, and I'm here in town. I mean, I'm like, where I work at is in town, and I called. There was a dog out in the middle of the road, just kind of running around, and I was afraid he was going to get hit. So I called our sheriff's office to see if they'd send an officer out to pick up the dog and take it to the pound. It took them 22 minutes to get to me because he went to the wrong location. And so, and I was in town, and it took him 22 minutes to get to me. And it's like, and I'm thinking, well, my goodness, I'm glad I'm not being shot at or anything like that, because it takes you forever to get there.
I have been involved in a situation with unscrupulous people that like to prowl around my house. And I don't care a bit to go out with my weapon and say a few choice words and try to run them off. Well, I heard somebody hit the ground, but they were in the shadows. And of course, I was not in my home, so I could not shoot. But I called 911, and they're familiar with, the targeting that's been going on with me. And it took them 45 minutes for a deputy to drive down my street and drive right back. He didn't even get out of his vehicle.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. A lot of them don't. I mean,
Didn't even stop and see if I was okay.
And see, that's, I mean,
It's crazy.
That's to me, that's not serving the public, because
No.
that criminal could have still been there. He could have been hiding in the shadows or hiding in the woods.
I heard the guy hit the ground in the shadows in my neighbor's backyard. And I begged him to come out. I was going to hold him at gunpoint and call the police and get him arrested. But I was going to make a citizen's arrest. But no, they don't care.
Well, I think a lot of them, and that's, and it's the police of today are not the police of yesteryear.
No.
My dad was a deputy. My dad was a deputy for 22 years in West Virginia. He retired from the sheriff's office. And back then, they actually did stuff. They would actually get out of their car and they would actually go looking for, the perpetrator, or back then they didn't have tasers and, well, he had pepper spray, but he didn't have a baton. He didn't have all the stuff that you do now. And it's like, they don't want to do it, even though they have more equipment. They're scared or something. I don't know.
I think they're scared.
Yeah.
I said to the person that I had cornered in the shadows, I said, "Do I look scared to you?" I said, "I'm not scared of you." Me and my, I called it the name. I think we have to be careful with the new YouTube things now. I said, "I'm not afraid of you. Come on out of the shadows. What are you hiding from? You scared of a woman? If you are, what are you doing here?" I've said everything to him. This has been going on since about June, I guess. Has a little bit to do with the trolling that I get.
Oh, really? They're on your channel?
Yes. Yes, they threatened to cut my head off and dismember me and come get the corpse and burn the body and get my grandkids. And they've doxed addresses and family member names, and they've done a little bit of everything. And
they sound like outstanding citizens.
I have a FBI case going on. I ain't heard a thing. They're about as bad as anybody else. They ain't done a thing for me. Nothing. And they can click on this. They can get an IP address in 2 flat seconds and find out who's doing this stuff. They won't.
Federal Bureau of Incompetence.
There you go. And that's only one you can call. Deputy Sheriff's Office thinks I'm crazy. I heard for true story. 2 of the deputies was that was their evening's entertainment. They were telling the other deputies that I was a crazy woman. And nobody knows me. Everybody knows me. Knows I'm not crazy. I'm not easily excitable. Too sassy. Too stupid to be scared, I guess. But I always tell everybody.
Hey, sister, I hate to be rude, but I'm going to have to pop off of here. My phone is about to die, and I'm going to have to get to a charger here.
Well, I've been on here almost 3 hours and then did my news show before this one. So I'm going to get a last few words in from Ryan and from Mississippi Patriot, and then I'm going to shut this baby down and get over there to modding for Marf before I get fired.
Well, I don't have a whole lot to say. I just appreciate you having me, having us tonight. It was a
have you grown anymore? No, we don't have anybody in chat that still knows how to drop links, but I get replays, so hopefully, and I'll get one of the girls to, or if you want to go in and put your links in a comment under the video, all of you, please do.
For
Just
sure.
put your link to your channel, and I'll do a pinned post and tell everybody y'all were my guests. Please subscribe. Could y'all do that for me?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'll have to do that tomorrow because I'm at work and I'm on my phone. So.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, listen, I'm easy to get along with anytime. I don't get in a hurry for nothing.
Well, I love you guys. I'm going to have to pop off here.
Love you, Will, honey. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, we'll see you all later. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. I appreciate all y'all coming on here.
I appreciate you having me.
It's been very interesting.
Yeah,
And
it turned out to be good. I'm glad Virginia Prepper came on because that was awesome to be just sitting here having this conversation.
Yes, he's full of information. And I was glad. I'm so worried about disinformation, and I don't want to scare anybody.
Yeah.
And I didn't make a big deal about, hearing about the UN troops. I just kind of skimmed over that in Cuba, but he's heard it too. So
yeah, I have too. And there's, like you said, there's stuff that I don't have any way to show anybody. It's just, it all adds up, when you look at it.
CJ's popping in here. She's putting links.
I know she's still in here. She's awesome.
She's probably got 2 devices, mods for both of us.
Yeah.
CJ's like the super mod.
Yep.
I say compared to CJ and the rest of them, I'm not even call myself a mod.
Talking about the UN troops, I had also heard that they're in California. But I've heard that they're out there for, I've heard that they've been out there,
because of Cascadia.
Yeah.
They're out there because of Cascadia.
Yes.
And that thing had like 15 big major earthquakes in a 24-hour period. That thing slid. It's getting ready to pop off. That's a mess.
Yeah, I saw that on Marfugal News. I was watching his thing this afternoon, the last video he done, and that's kind of interesting out there. But what I was going to say was, I know California, they cut off their amateur radio antenna or their towers, and which I don't understand why they did that, but they I guess it was last month. I think it was last month or the beginning of this month.
The ham radios?
The ham radios, yep. They took off, I think it was like 25 ham radio antennas offline.
I heard
so the people cannot communicate with each other.
I heard if we had a situation that they were going to be able to stop the ham radio communication, and everybody argued with me and said it was not possible. But you're telling me it is and has been done.
Well, California, they did it already in California.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yep. I've heard of it too.
What do you want to say, Mississippi Patriot?
There are some ham operators that have the knowledge to build their own antenna, but at the same time, that's why some of us have talked about it. In fact, Will and I have talked about it. Actually having a CB radio as a fallback, because you can skip that wave and at least get your message to somebody that can relay it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got the Bofang. Is what I have. I've got 4 Bofang radios.
Well, I also got a 40-channel portable CB radio that I'm going to take with me when we go to Richmond, because if they have the radios jammed, like the amateur radios or the 2-way radios jammed, I may be able to get out on CB antenna. I don't know, to be able to communicate with truckers. My concern with what's going on in Virginia is if I drive my vehicle in, I don't know that I'm going to be able to take it out, because if you've noticed the riots in Portland, Oregon, and some of those other places, they'll burn vehicles. I mean, they just burn them to a crisp.
I know.
One of my biggest concerns about actually going all the way into Richmond and everything is that's the exact scenario,
Listen.
What's that now? What'd you say, Ryan?
Oh, I was just saying that's exactly one of the scenarios I'm worried about going all the way into Richmond, you know what I mean? Especially traveling from out of state and stuff, and then you get stuck in there with your vehicle and no way out and no way back and no way nothing. That's a huge, huge concern for me.
Yeah, and I'm going to be staying with my sister-in-law that lives near there, but I don't know how to get in and get out because I'm not very familiar with Richmond.
Yeah.
And so my question is, okay, so if I drive my vehicle in, am I going to be able to get it out? Or do I need to park it way out of the city? But then if somebody sees that you park it out of the city or out of the area where the Capitol is, and you're carrying all your gear, then they know that you're not going to come back for a while.
Yeah.
So does that mean that they're going to loot it? Does that mean they're going to burn it? I mean, you don't know what's going on, and so I've thought about renting a vehicle, and that way, if I have to leave it, I have to leave it.
Yeah.
Well,
Renting a
just buy
vehicle,
the insurance on it, and you don't have to worry about it.
don't have to worry about it. If it burns, it burns.
Yeah.
They'll get their money back on it. I'll just turn the key in and say, here's where it's at. You can go get it.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
you gotta do what you gotta do. I just hope there's some guys going that can go live on their telephones, or
I'm hoping to do live streaming if they'll let us, but I don't know if they're going to have the phones jammed to where you can't do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna
at
be
least you
trying.
can video. Y'all can at least video.
Yeah, I'll have that. And if there's anything you want me to get, let me know, because I'd be happy to, get some footage for you or whatever it is you're looking to get to.
Well,
Anything.
I'm looking to get basically the crowd. I'm taking a couple different cameras with me, and then if I can, I'll upload them later. But my cameras don't have they don't last long on the batteries. I've got one camera that has 2 batteries with it, but they don't last long.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking to try and get any type of misbehavior, trying to get pictures of the crowd and stuff like that, and any violence that happens, because that's the only thing that's going to save us. When things, if you do have antagonists or anarchists or whatever that are there to put a bad light on us, camera footage is the only thing that's going to save us.
Yeah,
because they're just going to twist it and turn it however they want.
Exactly, especially with Annie drinking her teeth there.
Yep.
I listened to a live stream earlier with I don't know how familiar y'all are with them. One that's on YouTube called Real World Prepper.
Yep.
And Zombie Farmer, and both of them are planning on being there and recording also.
Oh.
Yes. Yep. They're both planning on being there.
Cool. Broomstick said take Uber. I bet you there's not an Uber available within 100 miles of Richmond.
You won't be able to find an Uber.
No. And if they're smart, they're not going to send their Ubers around there in case there's, violence.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't like riding with people that I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because what happens if they have an Uber? Say, he's an Uber. Say he's an Uber driver, and then he knows that I'm there for the rally, but he's an Antifa member, or and he takes me someplace down in Richmond that I don't know where I'm at and stuff like that, and then I get jumped. No,
yeah.
I'd rather walk than take an Uber.
Well, I'm about like you. I agree 100%. Well, guys, actually, CJ just texted me and said that Marf's talking about Virginia right now. Of course, I don't know what he's saying. I'll have to watch the replay. But this is a big, hot topic. Everybody's concerned,
Oh, yeah.
Virginia Prepper, do you think you would have any luck at all if Dax would call your local sheriff, if he would enlighten him with what he knows and actually get the sheriff to give some information for us? I'm not a big enough channel, but
you can try. I don't know if he would or not. But all he can do is say no.
Could you fill him out for us?
Yeah, I can go over there and sometime this week. I've got to work again tomorrow night, but I can go over there sometime this week and talk to him.
Okay.
On one of my days off.
Yeah, we would love to be able to get, because there's other sheriffs going on smaller YouTube channels. This one, right. He has access to 250,000 people, right. And if he's got a message that we can help and appropriately organize or educate people, it seems to me that it would be worth everybody's benefit,
Right. Yep, I'll go over there and talk to my sheriff and see, because I know Scott Jenkins over in Culpeper County. He's done. I mean, and Culpeper's about an hour from me.
Yeah,
Um, and he's done said, hey, I'll just deputize all my citizens if it comes to
heard that.
that.
He was one of the first ones came out speaking
Yes,
against.
yep,
Mhm.
sure was.
Yep.
So yeah, I can go and talk to my sheriff and see what he has to say.
Well, I'm going to send you my phone number, and maybe if nothing else, maybe he would come on, Mark. You know, if we could get a
I don't.
deputy.
He might. Um, uh, it's kind of just knowing the town police and the deputies that I do know.
Mhm.
Um, like I'll just give you an instance. Um, where I work at, um, I had a body camera on, and I've had on two instances where they said that they didn't want me to have. I mean, I've had town police and the sheriff's department tell me that they didn't want me to have my body camera on while they were dealing with things that were going on the property that I'm work as a security officer. So whether or not they'll go on camera and say it, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
worth a try.
Well,
Can't hurt to ask.
even if they
Never hurts
didn't
to
give
ask.
their name and just said, I am, Dex could know who it was, but they don't
Right.
have to give their identity on the phone
Yeah.
to the
Right.
viewers,
Right.
and just
Yeah, I
say,
can talk to her, see what he says.
yeah, because we get anonymous callers all the time. Dax and Adam knows who it is, but
Right.
the viewers don't know who it is. Because we like to
Right.
protect the anonymity of anybody.
Right. Absolutely.
But but you're in the know too. So we need. In the meanwhile, we could get you to call in while we're working on getting a sheriff to call in, because we still have to the 20th, and this is very, like somebody said, it's a fluid situation. It's going to be changing on a
It
regular
is.
basis.
Yeah.
Love
it
you
is an
too, Will.
ever-changing
Will's
situation.
in chat.
Oh, Will's in chat.
Yeah, he's in chat. Well, I want to thank
it's
y'all for coming on, and
absolutely.
I will keep up with your channels. I'm glad that I could send you some subscribers. Shout me out if you think about it and love me enough and want to help me grow a little bit. I'd appreciate it. But I'd love to have y'all back between now and the 20th to discuss this. I mean, because we're constantly going to get new stuff. And before the 20th, that law that you're talking about is going to be passed about not paying deputies.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to happen before the 20th.
Yep, because they're going to vote on it, and when
and
the
that's
General
not just
Assembly
deputies. Is that?
That's all public employees. All public employees that do not enforce the laws, which that's going to be your town police, your sheriff's deputies, well, I don't even think we have constables, but anybody who doesn't enforce these type of draconian gun laws, they're going to be canned. And my concern is, okay, so if you can all these deputies and stuff and these town police, who's going to be the ones to patrol the streets, and who's going to be the ones to answer domestic calls? Who's going to be the ones to answer, assault and battery calls? Who's going to be the ones to answer car wrecks? And do the, investigations and stuff? Because the state police, there's not enough state troopers to do it. Right now, as it is, we have one state trooper per every 3 counties. So there's not enough state troopers to be able to handle it.
It's going to be mayhem.
Crazy.
And a good excuse to bring the UN in.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the bigger picture is somebody's wanting this civil conflict.
Yes.
Well,
and so my thing is, this has, our governor wants to say it's all about safety and it's all about our children and everything. And that's a bunch of BS. because if it was about the children, you wouldn't support killing them when they're born. So it has nothing to do with,
Right.
so it has
Oh,
nothing to do with
his
safety and
excuse
security.
was if they were Downs babies, that a parent,
Oh.
I saw him interviewed, that a parent should have the right to leave that baby over the side and make the decision if they could appropriately take care of a Downs baby or they just wanted to let it die. Oh, he's a sick SOB, let me tell you. I can't even be Christian about talking to him.
He's
That's right. Yeah, I know. It's just about as bad as it gets.
God forgive me. But we need to
Yep,
pray for that
he's
man
very much-
because he's hell bound. I'll guarantee you that.
And,
There's
and
a
the
special
sad part
place
about
in
it-
hell for him.
The sad part about it is he's a pediatrician. He's actually a doctor.
Yeah.
The
And
governor is a pediatrician?
our governor is a former pediatrician. Yes, he
I
is
wonder
a
how many
former doctor.
babies he killed while he was doctoring.
I have no idea, but I wouldn't doubt that he killed a lot of them. And before that, he was in the Army Medical Corps. So he was a doctor in the Army Medical Corps. So he was actually a major in the Army. And so now he's wanting to use the military against us. And that
just makes me sick.
They're just you try living here. I mean it does. And that's what I'm saying is he was in the Army, he was a doctor, and he has no problem killing babies. What do you think he's going to do to us? And that's my whole thing. I mean, he has no problem whatsoever. I mean, because he's come out and told us.
Playing God. He thinks he's God.
Well, he probably does. He probably, if you ask him, he'll probably tell you that.
He's playing God. That's what he's doing.
He has come out and told us that if you don't do these, if you do not allow and enforce these laws, then there will be consequences. Just this week, he has passed his Department of Corrections budget for the 2020 year, and he has increased it up to, I think it's $250,000 extra,
That's
and
right.
it's already over $100 million for the Department of Corrections.
And that Tim Kaine, is he a Democrat or Republican? Is he Democrat?
Who?
Tim Kaine.
Who?
Tim Kaine.
Oh yeah, he's a Democrat.
Okay.
His son is the one that's involved in Antifa.
Yeah, that's what you were saying
How
earlier.
did y'all find that out? I mean, is it well known in Virginia
What's that?
that Tim Kaine's son is a member of that group? Is that well known, or?
I would assume so. I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook and stuff like that from people here in Virginia, but I would assume that it's well known.
Just one of those common known things, Yeah,
his son was really big into Portland because his son was out in Portland during all the Antifa stuff going on out there. Tim Kaine, after the 2016 election, after President Trump was elected, Tim Kaine got on national TV and he said we need to fight him, and we need to fight him at the ballot box, we need to fight him in the courtrooms, we need to fight him in the streets, and that's exactly what he means.
Mate,
what's that?
Is he the one that's supposed to be in Hillary's VP?
Yes.
Okay, I thought I knew that name. Yeah,
Yep.
he's evil. He looks evil.
He is evil.
Oh my God. Well, guys, I'm gonna scoot off of here and get over to Marv. Maybe I'll call in and give him a little bit of the information that you gave, and then me and you might work on seeing if we can get one of the deputies to call in and you call in and give some of your information too.
Okay.
But
I'll see what I can do on my
I
end.
want you to keep up with me about your trip, and if I can even meet y'all on the interstate, I will.
You definitely will.
And say hello. Mississippi Patriot, I'm sorry you didn't get to talk very much, but it was good to see you.
No, it's all right.
and
Hey,
you keep
Ryan,
in touch. Go ahead.
Ryan, are you planning on coming down on the 20th?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drive up there. I would. I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing, where I'm going, or any of it, but yeah, I'm gonna be there. So if we could chat to it, some
Okay.
be cool. Get a hold of me. Let me know where I should be going to be most
He would like the caravan with some people if he could. That's a smart
Yeah,
move, I
'cause
think.
because I was watching on Zombie Farmer and Real World Patriots channel, and they were saying how we shouldn't go in alone. We need
Yeah.
to go in with a buddy system, and I am all about that. And I'm
Yeah.
trying to find people to get together to do that with. And I know Delaware Patriots coming down, but I need to get. I was in contact with him for a little bit. But I know he's got a group that's coming.
Okay.
But I need to see if we can meet somewhere like that morning before we go in, and we all go in at the same time. Like we meet somewhere outside of Richmond,
Yeah, absolutely.
like
Asian,
Henrico or Chesterfield or something like that, and then we all go in together.
Yeah,
Smart move.
I would
That's
love to
a
be
smart
involved.
move.
However, so
That's a smart move.
Yeah, because
Well, guys, I love you. Now, do y'all have each other's number? Do I need to send y'all? Y'all have each other's emails or something?
I've got Ryan.
I know James.
Mine's in my about section.
Okay, I'll shoot you an email.
Prepping in Virginia. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, y'all get together. That'll make me feel better for you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Guys, I love you. I appreciate your time. You just never know how much I do. And you're always welcome back anytime, and we'll always shout you out and get your links at the bottom of the video tomorrow or the next day. So, because I always get several more views on replays.
Cool.
So be sure and put your links, and I'll put in there, my guests are going to, and I'll pin it so everybody sees that first. You'll see only the links of the guests, and then if we get somebody crazy that posts the link, I'll go in there and delete it. So it's just y'all's links. And I get crazy stuff all the time. So, but appreciate you, love you, and we'll be back on again about that crazy law if it passes.
Absolutely.
All right, honey bunnies.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, anytime. My pleasure. I've learned so much.
Well,
so I will see y'all.
It's not good. Unfortunately, it's not good news, but I think it's important for people to understand where we're at right now.
That's right, because I like to give it as true as I can, as accurate as I can, and I don't believe in. I just got here. I'll watch replay. Thank y'all. Oh, you're from Charleston, West Virginia, Dan? How about that? Nice to meet you, bud. But we've got more topics. Listen, this thing's going to be changing every week. We got all kinds of stuff. Y'all can come on with me over.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
All righty. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right.
Y'all have a good evening.
You too. God bless y'all all. Bye bye.
You too. Bye bye.
Wasn't that awesome? Boy, we learned a lot, didn't we? Woo! My head is spinning. Man, oh man. It's probably going to be worse than we think. I can't believe 33 of you still hanging here with me. Y'all know I love you. Diane, honey, I'm sorry we're leaving. Watch the replay. Fast forward till you get to this panel that I had. They've got excellent information on that mess going on in Virginia. Accurate information. Thank you to my new mods that were watching out for me, and CJ sticking in there, modding 2 places for me. I appreciate it. And oh yeah, I've been working on this scan family, I'm telling you, and we're going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep updating y'all. It really need to be on my news channel. Probably be on my news channel next time. So everybody needs to get over there and subscribe to that news channel, because that's probably where I'm going to do more of this stuff, and then come over here and go, y'all missed it. Got to go watch the replay. But I did do some articles on the news channel. Y'all need to go over to WVPM News. It's easy to find. And if you're on a computer, if you go to this homepage, there's a link over in the right-hand corner. You click on it and it'll take you to the other page. So y'all remember, don't be scared. We'll find a way to be prepared for this before it's over with. Always remember to pray before you post. And always remember the truth will come through the Word of God. And never, ever, ever forget how much I love each and every one of you. Till next time, I'll see you. Keep praying for this country. Pray for Virginia. Pray for all of our YouTube families. Love y'all. Bye-bye.